Oh, you're not going to do it. You're for real not going to do this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of Constantly Off-traK, where we talk about what we want and you sit back and listen. I'm joined again.
That's a beautiful way to put that.
I'm joined by the wannabe beautiful Kaz here today.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're welcome anytime. I'm going to lose my shit. His mic is not muted this time, hopefully.
Nope. I double-checked, I triple-checked, I checked every way I possibly could. I guarantee people can hear me. And hey, look. Even better, the tunnel's actually working this time. People can see stuff moving on the screen.
Oh, man. Hey, first episode's... The first episode...
I can't edit that out.
I can't edit myself either, obviously. Oh, shit. So, on the menu today was honey teriyaki chicken.
From Mr. Miyagi's.
Yeah, oh my god. That's like one of the best Asian places I have ever had in a while. And they're getting bigger, and I'm so glad that there's one now on the west side. I don't have to drive all the way to Harry just to get Mr. Miyagi's. Can you imagine, just for one restaurant, having to drive all the way by St. Joe's just to pick up food?
Yeah, no, I can't do that.
No, I couldn't either. I don't live that far. I live way further than that. It's like a 30-minute drive just from here to the fucking restaurant. Just for 10 minutes of food and then leaving again.
Right. Well, I will say this. The first time I've had it, and I've got to say, I'm a fan. That sauce is great.
It's all about the sauce. Give them the sauce.
But actually, while we're talking about that, let me do something on the fly here.
Do it.
I'm looking, and it's here. Speaking of local businesses, don't wait for the stream. It's going to take a minute. Hey, Tristan, what's up?
Hi!
Peanut butter sauce. Now, he told me about the peanut butter sauce. I told him, peanut butter sounds great. But then again, trying to do that while doing some kind of podcasty show, probably not the best idea.
All the time. And, quick announcement. If you are listening now or later, we try to keep track of comments. We're always watching it. However, we may get bled up into a conversation and not pay attention. So it might be a little bit before we get to you, and we apologize ahead of time.
But we will get to everyone we can. I mean, it's called Off-traK for a reason.
But again, that's why I said we talk about what we want, and you just sit back and listen. Whether you like it or not.
I mean, it's a
little
bit of an aggressive way to say that.
Or I should say, you chose to listen to us. It's not really.
And we are thankful that you did. We don't want anyone to run away, right?
Oh, man. What are we pulling up?
Got some logos for businesses you wanted to talk about.
Oh, I completely forgot to. I got it. Which ones? I don't remember now. Oh yeah.
Norton's, El Ricardo's,
Oh my God, Norton's.
and Mr.
Have-
Miyagi. By the way, when you were telling me about these, I learned something about you.
What?
You can't spell for shit.
I know. I don't try. I've gotten to the point nowadays. I don't care how I spell it. If you can read it and you pronunciate it right when you're reading,
Pronunciate?
Yeah. Am I the only one that when I'm typing things out or if I'm reading a text, say you text me, I will read that text in your voice? Am I the only one that does that?
I mean,
we're going to talk more.
maybe a couple times, but I've always got voice going on, inner monologue, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, and that'll bring up a subject later for one of our subjects that we're going to be talking about. But I just wanted to be sure I wasn't the only one that read anything in a different voice.
No, I mean, if we're talking about stuff like comics,
yeah,
or video games that have no voice acting, then
exactly.
definitely.
That's okay. So I'm not alone on that.
No.
Okay. Because I will. I'll read my own wife's text in her voice, and I'll imagine her yelling at me for something.
It's probably true most of the time.
Probably. I mean, you're in the same boat. I've met your wife.
Hey, I don't get in that much trouble.
Be surprised. But yeah, Norton's local businesses. Oh man, Norton's. If you in the local areas have not tried Norton's Brewing Company, I highly recommend you do.
Hey, kid.
What?
I haven't tried Norton's Brewing Company.
I know. We tried to do that, and then it was a 2-hour wait. It's at my bachelor party. And I was super excited for that, too. I was so depressed because I love Norton's. They have some of the best beer that I have ever had and the best food, hands down the best food I have ever had. All craft. You can even take your kids. They have a whole kids menu where they do grilled cheese, cereal, the whole nine for kids. But their craft food in general is just amazing. They put as much work into their food as they do their beer. And that's hard to come by nowadays. Now, not to talk bad about most of our brewing companies here in town, but for example, Wichita Brewing Company. I've always loved them. However, I feel like they've gotten a little too mainstream and have lost their way. You know,
I don't know. I haven't been there in years, but I do remember that I like their pizza.
Their pizza used to be phenomenal. I mean, it's not bad still, but
like there was one that had, I think it was chicken, Alfredo sauce, and spinach. I don't remember what it was called, but god damn, that was good.
Yeah, their pizza's still good, but it's just they don't have the same quality that they used to. I mean, they've opened up several different locations now, and they've gone national with their beer. And so, I mean, I even had their beer not too long ago. I bought it at the store, and it just didn't feel the same. So, but Norton's is my favorite now, forever and always. They're always coming up with a new brew. I think every month they have a new brew going on. And also for the ladies, those ladies that are not beer drinkers, they have, you'll mostly find them in the summer, but they have summer brews that are just for ladies, brewed with the best fruits that you can have. They're amazing. And then
It's all brewed in-house, right?
yes. Oh yeah.
Nice.
They have, if you go in there, you can they actually have it all open to where you can look directly into their brewing facility and see all their beer being made right next to their kitchen.
Where is Norton?
St. Francis? North St. Francis? Just north of Old Town.
Okay.
Right next to Bite Me, or is it Bite Me Barbecue?
Yeah.
Bite Me Barbecue is right there. It's right across the street from Bite Me Barbecue.
Okay.
I don't remember the exact location. I just know where it is. I drive.
Wait. Bite Me Barbecue. That's the place that Harrison Ford goes to, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right over just
Still blows my mind that dude comes here. That Han Solo comes here for barbecue.
He's an asshole.
I still want to meet him.
I do
I
too.
don't care if he's a dick.
I do too, but for
I mean-
stories, he's an asshole.
I mean,
There's a
let's
few other
be honest.
places
He
goes
could
to.
he could walk up to me and punch me in the face, but you know what? I could still tell people who will never believe me, I met Harrison Ford, and I didn't have to wait in line to do it. I'd be fine with that. Just the fact of getting punched in the face by Han Solo, the fact that I could lord that over people, I wouldn't mind.
Durf, buddy, hello. How are you? I'm sorry, I just seen your chat. I accidentally highlighted it. I need to make chat bigger, but I had to widen out the screen so I could see what we had on the. Quit doing that.
And then Miyagi's, remind me, where is that again?
They have 2 locations. They've got one up north on North Maze Road, actually right on the outskirts of Maze, the town. And then they have East Harry right across the street from Shanghai. Just maybe a block and a half away from St. Francis Hospital.
Didn't they have one on West Street, too?
They were going to. And then
I thought I remembered seeing something about that.
They were, from my understanding, they were going to open up on West Street for the West Side location, and instead they chose the location on North Maze.
I don't know.
But it's I'm glad that they're on North Maze. That's closer to me than West Street would be.
Right. Well, same here. So it's not like I'm going to drive over there to confirm it or not. If there's one that's way closer, I'd go there
exactly.
instead.
Again, I'd rather take the 13-minute drive to North Maze Road than the 30-minute drive to East Harry just to get fucking Japanese grill. And then there's El Ricardo's. Hands down, some of the best Mexican fast food I have had. And yes, I do say Mexican fast food because you think of Mexican fast food and you think of Taco Bell. No, think of a little bit more, a lot more fresh than that, and a hell of a lot more authentic. We went, the last time I was there was for my birthday last year. Me and my wife went, spent $20 for the 2 of us, and got a boat ton of food. I mean, I've got 2 carne asada burritos, a heaping pile of refried beans, and a heaping pile of Spanish rice. She had the enchiladas, got 2 huge enchiladas, same a portion of beans and same portion of rice. And between the 2 of us, it was like 18 something before tax. You can't beat prices like that for a local restaurant. I'm sorry, if you were that good, I would be bumping up the prices. But I'm kind of happy that they didn't. Because they give you a shit ton of food. And I'm surprised they're not losing money. But they are well worth it. And they are off of West Street.
That may have been what I was thinking of. I might have mixed up Mr. Miyagi's and El Ricardo's.
I know they're just south of Central on the west side. I need a bigger table so I don't have to bend over and look at chat.
I mean, maybe, Tristan. The thing is, I usually don't go that far out east for El Gordo's. Said it's off of Central and Greenwich.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that is out there, isn't it?
See, when I want Mexican, I've got 2 go-tos. Like, if I want fast food, there's Taco Prano. I grew up with Taco Prano. I love Taco Prano.
Taco Tico.
Some people may think it's not the best, but, I mean, it's always stuck with me. Like, I will never not be in the mood for Taco Prano.
You're a liar and a fat mouth. Don't lie.
Dude, Wednesdays, they got a special on smothered burritos. Those are the fucking bomb. Get a combo burrito smothered in chili and cheese.
What about
I'm good to
Taco
go.
Shop? That's not local, though, is it?
I don't think so.
Is Taco Shop local?
Or
Or are they national?
I don't think so. Like, they may not be national, but I don't think they're local.
Because I know they have a lot of locations here in town, but now I want Taco Shop.
I don't know. Taco Shop's not bad.
Their taco burgers are bomb.
But I definitely prefer Taco Prano.
It's
Like,
been
if I had to
forever
choose
since
between the two, getting a beef burrito between Taco Shop and Taco Prano. If I can't afford Taco Prano, I'll go to Taco Shop. But if I can
Taco Shop
afford
is
it,
always cheaper.
if I can afford it, I skip Taco Shop every time.
Fair. I think the first time I ever had Taco Prano was while me and you were working at Walmart.
See, Tristan knows what I'm talking about. He knows what's up. Get them refried beans, cover it in some cheese.
Okay, we gotta get.
Throw some mild sauce in there. Mmm.
Man, I just ate and I'm full, and now I'm hungry again, and I know I can't eat another bite until dinner.
Well, I'm going to talk about food just a little bit more. So I talked about fast food when it comes to Mexican.
Yeah.
If I want to sit down, my go-to is El Mexico Cafe.
Ooh.
So we're on Seneca.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're Seneca in Central area.
No, Seneca and Pawnee.
Oh, I thought they were further up north.
No, they're south of Kellogg.
There is that Mexican place though, right there on North Seneca, isn't there?
There probably is. I'm not sure what it is though. Pretty sure it is local. Like I said, I don't know.
I mean, they're
just
big.
not off the top of my
They're
head.
largely chained local, but I think they're not local as far as just in the town of Wichita. But I know that they are state local. So I know they have one in Derby. I know they have one in. I think there's one in Newton.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I
But
only
no,
go to one
El Mexico Cafe. I'm going to do everyone a favor right now. If you get the chance, go there, get their tamales. You don't even need sides. Just get some tamales. They make the best smothered tamales
Ooh, tamales.
because they smother it in a chili sauce.
Tamales.
It's so goddamn good. Just enough spice, not over the top, but you'll feel it.
You'll feel it
You'll
later
feel it.
or before.
Oh, you'll feel it while you're chewing. But they don't go overboard on the spice because it really doesn't need it.
I'm sorry, my mind went in the gutter.
Kid. We're talking about food, damn it. Tasty food.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, we are not sponsored by any of these. Holy shit, I just read that too.
Yeah, I made sure that was there.
That would be bad.
We are not sponsored by these companies. We love you guys.
You know
but
the
we're
guy
not
that owns
sponsored.
Norton's lives here in Goddard.
I think I did know that.
Yeah, he lives here. We seen him. We did the Fall Fest, and I was so excited because he's a great guy. A lot of people don't like him if they ever work for him, but as far as outside of the work area, he is a really good guy to sit around and talk to for a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, how many people like their boss?
That's true.
Like, if you only know your boss as a boss and you don't know them as anything else.
I mean, I like
Kinda.
my boss, which is, and I don't know him outside of work.
Well, I mean, there's exceptions to the rule.
But I mean, I get
It's not
to
going
play
to be the
with,
same way for everyone.
I get to play with toys all day at work. I love my job.
Here, I thought you worked at a bike shop.
I do. These are my toys.
Okay, sure, that's what you meant.
All day, every day. This Full Throttle's amazing too.
Yeah, not sponsored by Full Throttle either.
I wish. Hit me up, Full Throttle. What? I think it's Pepsi, maybe? I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't know. Whoever makes Full Throttle, I don't think they're going to care about two brand new podcasters in bumfuck Kansas.
They might. I'd promote the shit out of this.
You probably would.
I would. That and Dunkin' Donuts.
Hey, I thought we were talking about local shit here.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Here you go, global chains.
Find that. Is Scooters local?
Actually, that's a really good question. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Look it up.
I enjoy their coffee.
You talk for a minute. I'm gonna look it up.
Scooters coffee is amazing. If I had to pick between Dunkin' Donuts and Scooters, it would be Scooters. It really would be. Or, no,
As soon as my
I
phone
take that
stops being
back.
stupid.
I take that back. I would not choose Scooters or Dunkin'. All right. This is not sponsored, but I will sponsor him. Lou's Habitude. Go hit him up on Facebook at Lou's Habitude and order some coffee from him. Local, veteran-owned, and just downright amazing. I could drink his coffee black. No problems. It is that good. Oh my God. Hit him up on Facebook. I will put the link on our Facebook page just so you guys can order some. It is amazing. I actually have some here. Have you tried it?
I haven't had the opportunity.
No? Okay, hold on.
You got some here?
I do.
Gonna have to look up scooters later. My phone's being dumb. And my microphone is slipping. He's in the fridge. She's in the fridge. She's grabbing something. I'm a little scared. Tristan, pray for me. Scooters is not local, says Tristan. I trust Tristan.
I trust him too.
Let's see this.
It's been sitting for a while, so it's been fermented. But it's really good.
And that's just black coffee?
That's just black coffee.
God damn, that's tasty. Okay, so lose habitude, like he said. Count me the fuck in. That's the best goddamn black coffee I've ever tasted.
Isn't it though? Isn't it? Fucking
Jesus.
$16 for a 32 ounce. Anything after
you're gonna
that?
have to talk a bit. I have to mute my mic. I gotta move it. It's falling off the stand. So just listen to Kid for a little bit. Unfortunately,
His mic is hanging off by a thread. $16 for a 32 ounce, and then after that, refills are half price if you save the bottle, and then you can order cans as well. He's got cans. That's a little bit more pricey because I think he only does cases of 12. But the reason why cans are going to be more pricey, it costs him way more to can his coffee than it is to bottle the coffee. So please understand that whenever you see that price tag go up on the cans. The cans are much stronger too. They're not as sweet as that bottle. Are you having trouble? Do you need me to help you? Are you sure?
Yep. I think I fixed the problem.
You think?
Should be good this time as soon as I get it tightened.
Praying. Tristan's praying for you.
Oh yeah, you were grabbing something out of the fridge. Okay, mic's back on.
Is it? You sure?
Oh,
You better make sure you
back on the stand and unmuted. I'm looking at the meter right now. I can see me in the mixer. Oh wait, no, that's you. Okay, now I can see me in the meter. We're professionals.
Oh, shit. You know what's great about his coffee, too? For all you alcoholics and adult beverage lovers out there, his coffee is perfect mixer for your cocktails. Perfect mixer for your cocktails.
Yeah, I guess I could see that with some Irish cream.
Irish cream, even whiskey. Straight whiskey mixed with it is really good. Don't ask me where, other than his Facebook page. I know he's sold it in stores before. One of the local liquor stores down south. I don't know if he still is. It's been a while since I've asked him. I've usually just ordered it from him, and he delivers free locally, by the way. He will hand deliver it to you personally. I've had him deliver it to me while I'm at work. So he is more than happy to do that for you for free. Like I said, if you live within a certain area of Wichita, more than happy to. Anything out of that, he'll mail it to you, or charge you gas if he absolutely has to. But yes, it is perfect for liquor. In all ways, it is amazing.
Well, because you sprung this on me and I didn't have time to pull up an image or a title or anything.
I didn't even think. I'll be honest.
I just want to make sure people know. How do you spell lose habitude?
Where did my phone go? I know it's L-U-apostrophe-S and then
Apostrophe
habitude.
S or apostrophe Z?
Apostrophe S.
Okay.
Because it's plural. Well.
Yeah, but I know Lou likes to be, how do I put it? Unique.
Well, he's a unique man. And it's Habitude, Habitude. Lose Habitude. And we'll
You find them
throw
on
his
Facebook, or does he have a website?
Facebook.
Okay.
And then everybody can go to his website from there. And it's www.losehabitude.com. But still, We'll throw his link in the description after the show. That way you can all go get a taste of the amazingness of coffee.
Once again, not sponsored by Lou's Habitude. We just love the dude.
No, we'll sponsor him any day. Oh, I think he's still working over at Social Tap.
See, you got to stop throwing these names at me because, like, I'm a hermit. I
haven't been there yet, so I didn't think about it. But there's that new tapery out east. It's near the College Hill area. Self-serve tapery. It's pretty legit. I haven't been there yet. I want to go. But I'm pretty sure he's still working there. I could be wrong, and I apologize, Lou, in advance if you do not work there anymore. Oh, man. But, yeah. It's amazing. Coffee. What else are we talking about today?
Well, besides that, we never finished No Way Home.
We didn't.
We did not.
I mean, we
got a little bit. We got started on a little bit, and then we got sidetracked because we're us. But episode 1 being on Martin Luther King Day with the kids being out of school kind of cut into the time a little bit.
That's okay.
So, Tristan, this is to let you know, I'm going to switch the image right now. And then if you want to go ahead and mute, because it's going to be super fucking spoiler.
We're going to make it quick, though. We need to...
What did
we
I
need
just
to jump
do?
into the subjects
What
that
did I
we
just
planned
do?
on today for sure.
Something got brought up. Why is stuff getting brought up? It's spoilers. Names got shuffled a little bit. There we go. Hey, I finally got the right thing. I'll say it again. We're professionals.
No way home. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't even remember where we left off, to be completely honest with you.
Well, I know we didn't get too far into it. The main thing we talked about was issues with the movies as a whole, just in general, not so much the movie itself.
Yeah.
I mean, because I made a point to mention, I'm basically a super snob when it comes to story in a Hollywood blockbuster.
Super snob in general.
But I can still recognize a good movie. And this was still a good movie. It's definitely rewatchable. It was... how many different ways can you say it's great without getting derivative?
Not many. I mean, you can just use the word great. I mean,
So
that's what it's
it was
for.
great. But I said that last week. The main thing is the story itself, when you actually think about it, doesn't make any sense.
You can... oh, shit. Well, you can just hit the mute button on...
Hey, remember, we've got a delay on the chat.
Oh.
So he probably said that while we were talking earlier.
I just seen it. Well, it doesn't matter if we got a delay or not. There's a delay between us when it comes to chat anyway. Oh, shit. I can't see how many views we have on YouTube right now.
I have not a clue.
Oh, look. There's a slider.
We have 2.
Cool. I figured it out. Got the slider moved over. Now I can see. I can actually see what you're doing now, too. Isn't that nice? Spiffy and nifty.
See what I'm doing? I'm sitting right in front of you.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
Shut the fuck up.
I literally have no idea what you mean.
On the
screen?
On the stream.
Oh, okay.
Or the
I'm
video
picking up what you're putting
for
down now.
Future viewers
Okay.
who decided to sit through a 2.5 to 3 hour podcast.
Hey, it's not the longest.
That's true. That is completely true. Are we going to do anything like that, by the way? Do we want to?
Do longer shows?
Like a 24-hour podcast just for shits and giggles whenever we get there?
I mean, we could, but we'd have to plan for that. We
No,
both
duh.
got kids.
But I'm just saying, it's a thing that we could do. I think would be pretty fun. I mean, if Spider-Man can have a 24-hour job, we can have a 24-hour job.
Well, I mean, maybe we can make like an event out of it if we can set something up with one of the local deals. Like,
Yeah.
Arc of Wichita or something similar.
That'd be nice.
Then we could just take it in shifts.
Or you could just hover over the video, and where you see the are you on your computer or on your phone? Or you can just, turn down your phone.
Or I'll just remind you to message Tristan when I change the image.
All right, fine.
Fair warning, though, Tristan, if you're still listening, there will be a delay, so we might be at least a little bit going on the next topic by the time you get the message.
But no, to be able to do that, though, everybody that's listening, listen good. Share. Like. Comment. Jump into our Discord. Let us know how we're doing, how we can change, how we can build.
How we can improve and make it more enjoyable for you guys.
Hell, a light. If you go to the post where we've shared the stream live or shared it later, a like goes a long way, because if you like something, Facebook even will automatically share that to your friends group saying that you liked something.
Well, not in all cases.
But it does. It goes such a long way if you do that.
Right.
There's been a
just
lot of shows
just
that
letting
I've
YouTube know that someone is actually watching actually does really help when we're first getting started.
YouTube and Twitch does the same thing. But Facebook, most of all, we post more on Facebook than anything. I know our Twitter's up there, but I don't get on Twitter enough to...
Which reminds me, we got to step up the Facebook posts. Both of us.
I know.
We're slackers.
That's okay. We're busy people. But still, you could help us out by sharing. Please, that's all I ask. One share, even if you watch the video for a second.
Even if nobody clicks on it. Just
word gets out.
Just a share.
That's all I ask for. Thank you. Now, Spider-Man.
Right. That thing that we said we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
So the problems are narrative. When you think about it, you've got just speaking of the villains, right? I'll go a little tame to start with, just in case Tristan's still listening and hasn't clicked off yet. No spoilers yet. Just the villains alone.
Fuck.
Right? Are you dying over there?
Probably.
Well, don't cough into the mic.
I'm not trying to. I'm done. You're good.
Anyway. So, the villains. Number one, you've got people that know Peter Parker as Spider-Man coming to this universe, right? Now, one of them didn't. So there's your first problem.
Yeah.
Second problem is...
Especially the tree. How's the tree supposed to know that Peter Parker's Spider-Man?
What?
The tree. You know, the sixth member of the Sinister Six. The tree.
Really? We're going with that? Okay, I'm going to move past that for just a minute. The second problem, the villains coming from different points in time, especially if they're coming from the same universes, right? So you've got Electro and you've got Blizzard from two different Spider-Man movies at two different times, but from the same universe showing up here. Then you've got Goblin, you've got Dr. Octopus, and you've got Sandman, all coming from different movies, but coming here. Different points in time, same universe. That doesn't make sense. If the spell works the way that Doctor Strange says it does, if it malfunctioned the way he says it does, and given the fact that he's used this before, pretty sure he would know how it malfunctions. Writing all these exceptions into the rule.
Yeah.
I mean, just given the fact that he still remembers, he has to know how all those exceptions work. Because he still knows everything from everything that everyone forgot. He always excluded himself.
Or did he? Or is he excluded from that because he is the spellcaster?
You don't remember the end of the movie, do you? Okay, I really hope Tristan's gone by this point.
I don't. It's been a few weeks.
At the very end, Doctor Strange casts the spell again.
That's right.
So that everyone can forget. And he doesn't exclude anyone, which means he forgot too.
But again,
That was the whole point.
But they never showed him not
at,
knowing who he was, though.
Well, they're not going to have time to go through everybody not knowing Peter Parker.
I know, but that's a good. If it does, we know as good as anybody else does. If it doesn't happen on screen, it doesn't happen.
No, that's death.
Even still, if he didn't forget on screen, he never forgot.
No, because when sex doesn't happen on screen, sex happens.
Not necessarily. Maybe they didn't show it on screen.
There's always illegitimate children.
I'm just saying.
No, it's death. When death doesn't happen on screen, then death didn't happen. When it comes to stuff like this, I mean, hell, when he first talks about it, the very first time he's explaining the spell to Peter Parker while he's going to cast it, right? He said it was nice knowing you.
That's fair.
Because he knows he's not going to remember it either.
But I could see where the spellcaster wouldn't forget, especially if they're the ones casting the spell. Because then what's going to happen? He's going to not remember that he cast the spell?
Okay, but this is Doctor Strange we're talking about.
I know.
Even if the way he casts it will automatically exclude him every time, this is a man who, after the first movie, will always, always, always study the repercussions, study the side effects, know what's going to happen.
It's true.
They had the first movie written that way to reiterate the fact that, oh shit, I have to learn the consequences after I learn the spell.
Yeah.
Before I even think about actually doing it. And that's not something that's going to leave him.
Yeah. Well, my main concern is with the multiverse of madness. Because it's one of those things, again, where you bring up, if he forgets that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, he forgets that he wrote the spell, I mean, that's just one of the consequences that would happen at that point. You know, they're going to forget all that happened. I mean, everybody already forgot what happened. And then you get into the multiverse of madness, and what is Doctor Strange going to do? Be like, why are these people coming through? Blah, 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 blah.
Well, here's the thing. Multiverse of Madness, where it comes in the timeline, because it couldn't come out when it was originally slated, thanks to COVID and all that crap, it's being played as a sequel to No Way Home. But here's the problem. Narratively, the way the story lines up, it's not. It's a sequel to Loki Season 1. It's what happens after that.
Okay. See, I completely forgot about Loki there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we talked about it last week.
Because Loki sets up Kang the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror sets up Secret Wars. Secret Wars sets up the multiverse. So they did it all in one. Well, minus actually going through a Secret Wars plot point in Loki Season 1. And now we're finally seeing the aftermath of that because the multiverse exists. And there you go. But see, my main issue is that this movie is so obviously not written with, or well, originally, because obviously it was redone. But at its core, this was obviously not a multiverse movie.
No.
And people even said so from the start, the ones who made the movie. Here, look. This is going to take you a minute because you can't see my screen.
Nope, I can't.
Let me pull up this article real quick. There we go. Spider-Man Home. Or Spider-Man Home. No Way Home's original story didn't involve the multiverse. That's the name of this article. Now, it's Screen Rant. But we're taking this straight from the people who made the movie. I'm going to skip past the Screen Rant bullshit because we don't need all the extra stuff at the beginning of the article. We need the meat of the article. And here's a quote. Straight from the guys that wrote it, right? We had gone down a couple different roads with different story ideas that were not the multiverse. Not the multiverse. that would tease something like this at the end of it. Why tease the multiverse when you can just do it? That was the thought they had after.
Yeah.
Now, of course, this is after the success of Loki.
I wasn't a fan. Well, I mean, I liked Loki, but it could have been better.
I mean, to be fair, it was almost a guaranteed success.
Yeah. I mean, it's eye candy at its finest.
But you've got everything that they did wrong with... Bless you. You've got everything they did wrong with Far From Home, right?
Yeah.
With Mysterio. Because they tease up that multiverse, because that's the only way that anyone's going to give a shit about the obvious...
Well, another Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland at this point is... The only way they were going to get people to watch it was to tease the multiverse.
I don't know. Like, there were ways that they could do this with Mysterio. But they went the worst possible way.
Oh, yeah.
Because they built up everyone's expectations for this multiverse idea, and then they didn't realize, oh, this is exactly what everyone wanted, even though it's narrative suicide for something like a movie series. It's really good for books. It's really good for games. It's not so great when you have to have people sit there and pay attention for 2.5 hours every goddamn installment. It doesn't really work so well.
Especially when most people nowadays, especially in our generation, especially, is where we're more story-driven.
You know there's no X in the word especially?
Is that the point here?
No, I just like giving you shit.
But our generation, we were story-driven people. At least our friend group is. You know, most of the people that I've met and talked about things like this were story-driven people, but when we're driven by story, we want to be a part of it. Now, I don't necessarily feel a part of the story when I'm watching a movie. That's why I enjoy playing the story-driven single-player games so much.
Yep.
It's because I get to be a part of it. I'm the one making those choices. Even though I'm not, I am. I'm the one that presses that button to make that choice.
Right.
Can't do that in a movie.
No.
At all. Mm-mm. Especially when I'm sitting there in No Way Home and I'm like, press B to back up, press B to back up, press B to back up. Don't do that, you fucking idiot.
Right.
Or when he's sitting there talking to MJ, getting right there at the end, getting ready to tell her who he is, and it's like, hey, continue, do it.
I'm actually okay with him not telling MJ and Ned who he is.
No, because hopefully we can finally get fucking Gwen Stacy.
Well, yeah, that's of course that's my issue, but I really, really don't like what they did with MJ and Ned Leeds.
I don't either.
Because this is not motherfucking Mary Jane Watson.
No.
They've shoved it in our faces as many times as they could. This is not Mary Jane. This is the only MJ you're going to get.
Yeah.
And then they plainly say it in so many words for Ned Leeds, I won't turn into a supervillain. Mm-hmm. And then they give him powers on top of that. Yeah, this is the Hobgoblin.
Yeah, we're not going to get a Hobgoblin at all. It's not going to happen.
No. Now, they'll most likely do some kind of, different universe version of them where maybe she's got red hair, but she's still Zendaya. And then Ned's going to have his costume, but he'll most likely still have powers because they're not going to get rid of that. They just made Ned really fucking important.
Now, no offense against Ned's actor at all. He's going to have to lose a lot of weight to pull off the Hobgoblin correctly.
Maybe.
There's no maybe. He's going to have to lose...
Well, think about it this way.
Quite a bit.
Benedict Wong, right? He plays Wong. He's a heavier dude, but he makes a really good Wong. Now, Wong is supposed to be a younger Asian kid who's studying under Doctor Strange. And now Wong is Sorcerer Supreme himself.
By technicalities.
By a technicality that actually makes sense this time.
Yeah.
But it's still a really good portrayal of Wong. I really liked it.
I enjoy his character a lot, especially since he's taken over the role of Sorcerer Supreme. He feels a little like he's taken on a lot more responsibility from where his character was at the beginning. You know, he's always been that character where he's played by... Yes? Oh, shoot. It is.
That's why I'm asking you to move it, because I still have the button for you.
Oh.
My bad.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It's okay. Anyway.
Technical difficulties for what might happen later, folks.
Wife to the rescue.
You know, he's always been that character that's been the no, don't do that, but he's always given up pretty easy on the subjects because he's also, that's my boss, I'm going to just let it happen. Now it's, don't fucking do that, but I know you're going to do it anyway, but he seems more of a hard ass like he should be.
Right. Well, that's the other thing. That fake out from the trailer where he's like, don't even think of using that spell. But in the movie, what he actually says is, just leave me out of it.
Yeah.
That feels unnecessary. Like they're building up a little extra tension there that's not anywhere in the movie for no reason. Now, I get why they've been doing shit like this in the trailers ever since Infinity War, right? Because you don't want to spoil who's going to be where. You don't want to spoil who's fighting who in a big ensemble movie. And now every Marvel movie is an ensemble movie. But to go this far, it doesn't make any sense. Why would you try to build that extra tension between Doctor Strange and Wong when they barely share a scene in the movie and then there's nothing? There's nothing to build off of there.
Where does Wong go, by the way? Because I've seen trailers for, well, not trailers, I should say, like little clippets from Shang-Chi and a bunch of other movies, and I've seen Wong in them. Do those take place in those moments where Wong kind of just disappears during No Way Home?
From what I understand, yes. But this could still lead into Doctor Strange 2.
Okay.
With the whole multiverse thing. Because we don't know where the actual setting for Doctor Strange 2 is. We don't know if it's on a different Earth or if other Earths are invading again. All we know is it's Doctor Strange, Wanda, and America Chavez.
Yeah, we're getting Wanda back. How is that going to play out for everybody? Oh, man.
Hopefully really well. From what I understand, now these leaks haven't been confirmed per se, but they were leaked in a similar way to Andrew Garfield. You know, that footage where he was sitting down, he's got his hand on the bar with a blue screen behind him. You can't hear what he's saying because all the audio is gone. But he was trying to say that was a deep fake for months. But that was actually a scene in No Way Home. Well, a similar way to the way that was leaked, we've got leaks like Sir Patrick Stewart coming back as Xavier.
That would be awesome.
And Ian McKellen as Magneto.
That would be awesome.
And Reed Richards with the guy who played him in the Fantastic Four movies. Not Fan Four Stick, the Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah. Do we really need those old fucks, though, back? No offense, they're great actors. I'm sure it'd be amazing.
I would not mind seeing Xavier again one more time.
But they're going to CGI the fuck out of that.
So? Even if they don't. Whether they do or don't, I wouldn't care.
Because they're, what,
that dude
late
embodies...
70s at this point?
I don't know. They probably made some deal with the Lich King. But regardless of who he is as a person, when he's acting, that dude embodies everything that makes Professor Xavier who he is.
Oh, yeah. So many people talk shit on the X-Men movies. But I don't have a problem with any of them until you get to the origin movies.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because they fucked up the time. They fucked up everything, and they tried to rewrite too much. And that's where we got the problem. That was in the time of Fantastic Four being a fuck show, too.
A fuck show?
A fuck show. It's
a shit
a fucked up show. We fucked it up the first time. Let's rewrite everything and make it better, and then it'd still be just worse than the last one.
I don't know. I think Days of Future Past really tied it up nicely. Like,
Yeah.
Apocalypse was unnecessary, but we all knew that going into it. Dark Phoenix was never going to be a hit, so they could do whatever they want.
I watched it. I didn't like it.
Exactly. They could do whatever they want with that. Nobody's going to care, myself included. I'm never going to watch that piece of trash. Days of Future Past sums everything up, ties it off with a nice bow, fixes everything that's wrong with the timeline, and then you can just go straight from there to Logan.
Yeah.
And you've still got the best aspects of all these great characters. Because, I mean, as weird as Hugh Jackman was with his methods into getting into the Wolverine character, like not knowing what a Wolverine was,
Yeah.
still, I think the way he did it was the best way possible.
And that's not just from a fanboy standpoint. I love Hugh Jackman as an actor in general. He's fucking amazing. He's got great range.
This is one of the best stage actors on the planet.
Yeah.
Who played one of the best comic book characters in history.
And not to hype it up like everybody else does, because, yeah, he played an amazing Wolverine, but from a critical standpoint, he played an amazing Wolverine.
Right. I mean, it's just using all the wrong methods to come up with the best possible outcome, because no one, and I mean no one, can capture the intensity of Wolverine the way that he did.
Because it's gotten to the point now with him being Wolverine that every Wolverine since in comic and animated versions have all been based off of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Because when they released, and I know this because when they released the Deadpool video game, that Wolverine was supposed to be quote unquote the embodiment of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Every aspect of that Wolverine was based off of Hugh Jackman.
I don't know. I missed out on the Deadpool games.
I played there was only one.
I thought there was a second one.
No, I think there was just the one.
Oh. I don't know. Either way.
But
however many there were, I missed out.
it was, and they did. They got it really close, but it was its own entity. But at the same time, you can see where they took the inspiration from, which is nice.
Well, but see, that's the other thing is it's rumored, since he's mentioned that he's open to returning as Wolverine, that Into the Multiverse, or Multiverse of Madness, could be his final appearance as a live-action Wolverine.
I hope not. I hope
now,
Ryan
if
Reynolds
it's not,
does what he's planning on doing and pulling that fucker into a Deadpool crossover.
if it's not, that means they could have him slated for the Secret Wars movie.
I mean, he does play a pivotal role within the Secret Wars comics, so... I mean, we've got that, and then if we can finally settle things between Marvel, Fox, and Sony the way they're supposed to be settled, we can get all the crossovers we want. I'm sorry, I'm with Ryan on this one. We need the Logan X Deadpool movie. Rated R, ASAP. It needs to happen. I think
it needs to not happen yet.
Not yet, but it needs to happen. Those two as friends are amazing, and I think seeing them together on screen, they can bring that. And if they bring that with how they are out of screen onto the screen, would be amazing. It would be great. It would work wonders.
I mean, the main issue is you've got the current Marvel Studios, right?
Yeah.
Now, they've got this idea cemented in the back of their head that they have to have some kind of politics in these movies. Well, the views are going down. Not as many people are going to see them. Now, I'm not going to talk about what the politics are because that's not what this channel's for. But it's there. So, I mean, it has to be mentioned.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason why people aren't caring as much anymore. But when you think about it, it makes perfect sense that that's why they made the multiverse movie out of No Way Home that they did.
Yeah.
Because now we know. People loved it in Loki after they were pissed off that we, pulled the rug out from under them with Far From Home. So everybody wants this multiverse thing to happen. Let's just do it. We're going to jump in, both feet, see how it goes. And of course, to be expected with the people they brought in, everybody fucking loves it because it's a nostalgia circle jerk.
Yeah. No, they should have just kept it going like a steady stream and let it build up.
If they would have gone with their original idea, which I gotta say it's so obvious that it was going to be Kraven the Hunter, with Peter Parker being on the run.
Yeah.
they would have had a more coherent storyline that made sense start to finish.
Hell, they didn't even need to do anything with the multiverse for that.
No. It was completely unnecessary.
It is what it is, and unfortunately,
I mean,
can't
to be
turn back
fair,
time now.
to
I
be
don't
fair,
have the time stone. I'm sorry.
well, I know. To be fair, that means we're most likely getting an actual conclusion to Andrew Garfield's movies. Hopefully.
That would be nice.
Because the studio's open to it. Andrew's open to it.
Of course, Andrew is. Andrew's been since No Way Home dropped. He has been nonstop on social media, and constantly talking Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Almost to the point where it's getting a little annoying. Hell, even Tobey Maguire has been talking
Well,
nonstop Spider-Man.
To be fair, people were coming up to him about Spider-Man for how long?
Way before, yeah. Way before. Even...
Like, we got the first detail leaked about Dr. Octopus coming in, because we weren't supposed to know that to begin with.
End of the second movie, they teased the fuck out of the Sinister Six.
Oh, yeah, in Andrew's movies.
Yes. They had the whole lineup in the Oscorp laboratory of the whole...
No, that wasn't Oscorp. That was Essex.
Was it?
Mr. Sinister. That's what they were building up.
Well, still...
You can't have the Sinister Six without Mr. Sinister. I'm sorry, Sony. Fuck you. You cannot have the Sinister Six without Mr. fucking Sinister. He's the reason the Sinister Six exists.
Yeah, get fucked, Sony. Get fucked.
But of course, that's just part of my problem with Sony.
Yeah.
But that's a topic for another time.
It could have been worse.
I don't know. All in all, it is a good movie. I cannot stress that point enough. It is a good, enjoyable, watchable movie.
I will say, though, and God, I don't ever remember his name. Give me a second here. I'm going to find this guy's name, because I don't ever remember the actor's name.
Who do you play?
Well, he's supposed to be playing Scorpion.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
And he played Lost Mentor. I can't ever pronounce his last name. Montenegro in Far Cry 3.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
My phone is not wanting to load up anything. There we go.
Speaking of, did I ever tell you that was Kevin's nickname for my Montero when I got it? You remember when I had my green Mitsubishi Montero?
Yeah.
The big SUV, or
Yeah.
I guess mid-size SUV. I got it around the time that Far Cry 3 came out. Well, Montero and Kyle,
Yeah.
or not Kyle, Kevin. Why did I say Kyle? I hope I didn't say Kyle the first time. Kevin. Talking about my friend Kevin. He would always call it my Montenegro. But he'd always say it in a really funny way that I could never replicate.
Michael Mando. He is such a sinister actor. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
He's going to make a really good Scorpion.
Oh, yes. He's already got, as far as racial, he's the correct race. He's got the correct accent. It's just all together. Even his personality is the same. Now, granted, this guy can make the same personality for every fucking role that he plays, and it's just perfect every time.
Well, I mean, that kind of plays into being typecast, to be fair.
Yeah, because when we got the teaser in Homecoming with him in the background, or with him talking to Vulture, all I could see and hear in his movements, his voice, was Voss from Far Cry 3.
Right.
He did a little short. He's done a lot of those short films. Every film that I've seen him in has been Voss every time. I love it. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's just because Far Cry 3 is my favorite video game.
And it might help that if you just had Voss as a character, no. Let me rephrase that. If you had him as a human being and cast him as Scorpion, it would work.
It would. It really would.
So having the same guy do the same roles in the same way, it's obvious that's going to work.
Oh yeah. I said he's such a great actor though. I think he's amazing in every movie he's done. Even when he did the live action trailers for Far Cry 3 with the dude that plays McLovin. Have you seen those at all? So the kid that plays McLovin, he's his character is like an archaeologist of some sort, of journalist or whatever, visiting the island in Far Cry 3, and Voss picks him up and tortures the fuck out of him. And
Wait, is that kid the same one that played the motherfucker in Kick-Ass?
I think so, yeah. I'm McLovin. Wait, have you never seen the movies? Any of his movies?
Well, if he was the guy that played the motherfucker, then I've seen him in that, but I haven't seen Superbad.
You've never seen... Holy shit. You've never seen Superbad.
No.
Everybody give him shit in the comments, please.
You can give me as much shit as you want to. I don't care.
Discord, Facebook, give him so much. How have you never seen Superbad? Your wife should be ashamed.
I don't think she wants to see Superbad either.
No, then we should be ashamed of her.
How can I be ashamed of her for not doing something I don't want to do?
Superbad is great. It is amazing.
I mean, maybe. If I ever have the time, I might give it a watch. But, I mean, if I never get the time, I'm not going to regret it.
Superbad's the shit. Superbad's the shit. Yeah, I think it's the same character that plays...
The same actor?
the same actor that plays in Kick-Ass. I could be wrong.
It looks like him.
It's the same kid. He's the rich kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, the motherfucker is the rich kid that decides to be a villain, and then all of a sudden becomes the anti-hero. And
Yeah.
blah. Yeah, same actor.
Well, not anti-hero. He's just straight up villain.
Well, then he's like,
He dies in Kick-Ass,
That's
too.
true.
He doesn't have a chance to be an anti-hero.
But still, yeah, same actor. He's great. He's a great. But yeah, in the live action trailer to promote Far Cry 3, he plays this journalist that goes to the island, gets captured by Voss, and is tortured. And it's
Yeah,
It's
I mean, it
pretty
makes
funny. I'll
sense.
send 'em to you
Far
later.
Cry 3 was kind of, how do I put it, wacky when it comes to the Far Cry series.
yeah. But it was the best. I loved it. Till this day, it's my favorite.
I
Like
don't
with
care.
Far Cry 6, I'm so glad that they released the Voss DLC, the Insanity DLC, and then they're getting ready to release the other two DLCs for Far Cry 4 and 5. Get to go into the mind of the best villains that they had.
I don't know. I never had the money or the time to care for Far Cry after the third one.
That's fair. Speaking of gaming,
Are we done with No Way Home?
I am.
Okay.
I kind of
That's fair. We've rode this train for a little while. Speaking of gaming, what do you want to talk about first?
Blizzard.
Okay.
And Activision gets bought out by Microsoft.
Hold on,
Now,
hold
this
on,
is old
hold
news
on,
at this
hold on,
point.
Hold on.
He said, "Hold on."
Where the fuck did he go?
He's trying new things, guys.
This. Just little meme I threw together. Took about 30 seconds.
Love it. Oh my god, that's funny. Everybody.
That's what 30 seconds of Photoshop will get you right there.
For 25 cents an hour, he can teach you how to do it too. Oh shit. So it's not set in stone. So I read more into it, and one of the articles that I looked into talks about it. Now, I didn't save any of the information because it was arbitrary to save. You can look it up yourself. So nothing is
arbitrary.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's not set in stone yet. Nothing's going to be finalized until the next fiscal year, which is would it be late next year? Because usually the fiscal year for gaming ends or starts in the fall, doesn't it? Like when E3 and all that happens.
Actually, I'm not sure. I have the article ready. Just a second.
I don't remember if it was late 2023 or early 2023. So,
Microsoft to acquire Activision for $68.7 billion.
Yeah. So, the paperwork's still being done. Nothing is set in stone yet.
Oh, no. This is just being announced. It's
Yeah.
got to go through things like I think it's the FTC.
Yeah. So, but the main concern in this is something that this article touches on more than anything, is Activision CEO. Complete dickhead. Not to get to try and stay far away from politics as I can. This dude is a fucking sicko. I do not like him.
Yeah, there we go. It could take up to 18 months from now. So
Yeah.
the 2023 fiscal year, by the end of that, that's when...
Right. So everybody's like, oh, they're keeping him. They're keeping him. They're only keeping him until the deal is done. Once the deal is over, they should have Microsoft should have somebody lined up to take his place. Right now, he is just going to be there because he still technically owns the company.
But we don't have confirmation on that either.
Right. Well, yeah, we do. There's, I think it was in this article or another one that I read somewhere else, and I didn't save it because this had more information than that one did. That Activision definitely does not want, or Microsoft definitely does not want him to stay. They already want to take him over because their policies are, they're more about, and kudos to Microsoft for being as big as they are and have yet to have anything this big as far as sexual harassment in the workplace and being hit with a controversy like this yet. But they're highly against him even being there now. And so I know for a fact they want to get rid of him.
I'm going to read this excerpt. It says, Microsoft doesn't detail exactly how it will approach solving these issues. And the company says Bob Kotick will continue to serve as CEO of Activision Blizzard for now. It looks like Kotick won't remain once the deal is fully closed after the transition period to Microsoft.
Right.
Though Spencer, formerly head of gaming at Microsoft, is now CEO of Microsoft Gaming, and the company says Activision Blizzard businesses will report directly to Spencer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not necessarily confirmation, but it's highly, highly likely that they're finally going to be able to get rid of him.
Which is great, because
Yeah.
I don't like the guy. I'm not saying I've never met him, so I can't sit there and say that. But
At this point, I don't think his own friends like the guy.
no, I mean, they're part of the reason why they're selling is because of how much he's allowed to go on,
Yeah.
and it is ridiculous. And this is something that a lot of people I've noticed after this was announced. I've seen nothing but this on like TikTok and YouTube. Nobody's actually touched on this subject, and so I'm not saying we're the first, but I'm pretty sure we're the first to actually not be afraid to talk about it.
I forgot. You got to message Tristan.
Oh, I do got a message, Tristan.
Let him know we're talking about something new.
If I can type. Okay.
Because I kind of want to get his thoughts on this, too.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that we're the first to talk about it.
Well,
But
no, obviously not.
we're
But, I mean, this is still only a few days old, this news.
almost a week now.
Is
This
it?
was the beginning of last week.
Well, no, I don't think it was the beginning of last week, but it was before the weekend.
It was right after
It was
episode
It was
1.
sometime before the weekend. I don't think it was at the beginning of the week though. But regardless, it's still relatively
Yeah.
fresh.
So, but still, I mean, I don't hear anybody talking about the matter at hand, which is getting rid of this asshole.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're doing it.
Well, I mean, that's only the beginning of the problems though.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to think about it. They've had all these problems with Kotick so far, and then they tried to basically overcorrect and sweep everything under the rug with the way that they've been making games lately.
I mean, they're copy and pasting.
No, I mean they're selling out to China with Diablo,
Oh, yeah.
which when you think about it, the only reason that Diablo Immortal was made is so that they can capitalize on the Chinese audience, which is overwhelmingly dominated by mobile gaming,
Yeah.
which is why Tencent is, if memory serves, the biggest gaming company in the world because of mobile gaming. That's what they do.
I wouldn't mind having a mobile version of Diablo.
I would.
I wouldn't.
It's dumb.
It might be dumb, but it.
This is part of what
I
I was bringing
can't
up.
take my PlayStation or my Xbox to work with me to
Yet.
play Diablo.
Yet. If Nintendo can make a Switch, Microsoft and Sony can make something similar. Mobile,
That's true.
the
but
transition between home and mobile gaming is literally the future of gaming.
I can't take my Switch to work either.
I mean, there's already a platform that's produced now where you can play Steam games on the go. Those are PC titles
I can't
that
take
you
a Steam Deck with me either. I could take my
Okay.
phone and get away with playing Diablo all day on my phone.
Okay, but it's not about gaming while you're at work, genius.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I want to be able to take my phone.
Okay,
to work
you
and play video
do,
games.
but that's not the market.
This is.
And that shouldn't be the market because you don't want people to be playing their games instead of working.
That's true.
Like you don't want to encourage your core consumer base to get fired from their jobs. That's not right.
Become Let's Players. Everybody should be a Let's Player.
And here we are being podcasters
Right. We do it once a week.
for now.
For now. Hopefully for now. And hopefully we get bigger. That's share, like, subscribe, everything, please. Help us help you.
Right.
Or help you help us help you. There you go.
But I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing another Crash or Spyro title bankrolled by Microsoft, produced for a bigger console.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know if it's just me being older and growing up with these games, but I'm kind of tired of seeing a new Crash game. I'm tired of seeing a new Ratchet and Clank. I think it's played out. The stories themselves are done. I mean, it's getting to the point now to where their own companies are just remastering the old titles.
Yeah.
But
But I don't think we got a good Spyro remaster, unless I missed it.
Yeah, the trilogy. They released a whole,
That was Crash. I don't remember them releasing a Spyro one.
The Reignited.
Actually, now that you mention it, that Reignited does sound vaguely familiar.
Am I spelling it wrong?
Probably. It is you.
Yeah, I am. Shut up. Yep, Spyro Reignited trilogy.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, fair. Fair.
November 13th, 2018.
Okay, fair. But along with Spyro, you've got Skylanders, because it's not just publishers like Infinity Ward and Treyarch. I've got
Skylanders was a
Beanox
joke.
right there, because Beanox is behind games like Skylanders.
I think Skylanders was a joke. Disney released Infinity with the little Infinity deck thing.
But
and
there are places
Spyro played off of it.
there are places to go with Skylanders, though.
True, but it died out just as fast as Disney Infinity did.
Well, it became a gimmick.
Yeah,
You have those little amiibo-looking things, and you put them on the
I think
little
Amiibo
console.
did it right.
Well, I'm pretty sure Amiibo came first, didn't it? Before
No.
Skylanders?
So if I'm correct, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Disney Infinity, and then
No. The Amiibos were around long before Disney Infinity.
I don't think so.
Yes.
Because only the
Yes,
Wii
they were.
U, or not, the Wii U didn't release until after that, and the Wii U is what they were using Amiibos for before they integrated it into their 3DS model.
No,
and now the
I can
Switch.
guarantee you Disney Infinity came after the Amiibos.
Well, if they did, Nintendo still did it correctly. Because it doesn't matter for me though. And maybe it's because most of their titles share a universe in some shape or form. Because with the Amiibos, you can take, say I take the Link Amiibo, and I take it to a Mario game that has amiibo support, I can take my Link amiibo, put it towards my console, and then I get
that's not
items.
a shared universe. That's just marketing.
But they can get away with it by sharing a universe in some shape or form. Because I mean, if they didn't, would it make sense for, a Link item or a Zelda item being in a Mario game, unless they shared a universe?
Well, that's not really fair, because with Super Smash Brothers, now all of the core Nintendo titles actually do have a shared multiverse.
Right.
But it's not the same universe, it's a multiverse.
I know. But that's where everything links up, and that's where everything gets done right, because those amiibos can be used in almost any Nintendo game out there.
I'm pretty sure there are limits.
No, I'm pretty sure any game that has amiibo support, you get items from any amiibo you use on it.
I don't know. We might have to check on that, because I don't see how having an Ike amiibo is going to help you in a Kirby game.
Get Ike powers. Just saying.
What, a sword? Kirby already has a sword.
A better sword. Does more damage. Lasts a little bit longer. It's like now, so I've been replaying Breath of the Wild. And it has huge amiibo support. It used to be, to get certain items, like I know they released Majora's Mask as a playable item with features.
Well, of course, everything related to Zelda is going to work there.
But this is the thing, so that's what I love about the amiibos, though. It used to be, now that they've released everything for Breath of the Wild and all the DLC is out, the expansions, you can actually get these items by purchasing the expansion, and it helps because you can barely find the correct amiibo from anywhere for anything, because everybody's been collecting them like a motherfucker, not realizing, hey, somebody else could actually use these for the people trying to play the fucking game. But it used to be like, so the Zero Cycle, you can only get that using the Twilight Princess Link amiibo to the Breath of the Wild, and it would give you the Zero Cycle. And then using the Twilight Princess Zelda amiibo on the Breath of the Wild game, you get Majora's Mask and a couple other items as a usable item in Breath of the Wild. Now I can just get them with the DLC. But there was also if you used an Animal Crossing amiibo on the game, it gave you special consumables. You can use them. You can actually use the amiibo every 24 out of game hours to be able to use that consumable again. But
I don't know. I never played Animal Crossing.
Neither have I. We've got it, but I haven't gotten a chance to play it. But the amiibos were cross game. No matter what game you used, it gave you something. But all I'm saying is Nintendo did it right. Hands down. That's why they're still a thing. That's why they're the most popular collectible right now, as far as, the other than Pops. And so I'm taking them that they're probably the second most collectible.
Well, I mean,
gaming collectible.
Amiibos are probably the most popular gaming collectible that actually has some kind of in-game reward.
Yeah.
Because with Pops, you get a bobblehead.
And then something inside. I still haven't tried that yet. I don't own a single Pop.
I do, but it came in a loot crate.
That's fair. Have you tried to cut
Old
it
Man
open
Han.
yet?
What?
Have you tried to cut it open yet?
Cut what open?
The head.
Why?
Because supposedly there's something in the Pops.
What?
Yeah, have you not seen those videos?
No.
Yeah, like, fuck, I don't remember. I know supposedly in the Dragon Ball Z Pops, you can actually, inside the head is a Dragon Ball.
But I mean, why would you want to do that?
I don't know.
I don't want to tear open the head of my old man Han.
I don't believe it. It's true.
I like having my old man Han.
I think it's a troll for...
I mean, it could be.
For people to destroy their collectible, but at the same time, it's worth a shot.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not either. I tried. was, I don't remember, one of either for his birthday my son got, I don't remember if it was a Frieza or if it was a Mewtwo one. But and I wanted to cut it open. My wife was like, "You can't. That is his." And I was like, "He's gonna forget about it eventually anyway. Let me do it."
Now, how would you feel if your dad cut open the head of your toy just to see if there was something hiding inside?
My dad did a lot of things, okay, when I was a kid that I didn't approve of.
Well, there's a comment that can be taken in a couple different ways. Anyway. Anyway, back to Microsoft and Activision Blizzard. But no, actually, I was looking into this because I wanted to know all the different studios that Microsoft was going to have access to under the Activision Blizzard umbrella.
I have those.
And I've got a few of them on screen, but
I've got the whole list right here.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care about King and their Candy Crush games and blah, blah, blah. Demonware hosting online games.
I guess the most ones that people are more concerned about, though, and I know we're not, because we're not really fans of the video games they produce. Treyarch, Raven Studios, and
I like how you say Treyarch, not looking at the screen, noticing that I have a Treyarch logo on the screen.
I didn't even notice that, my bad.
I've got Infinity Ward and Treyarch right there, two of the biggest Call of Duty fucking developers.
Well, Raven Studios is now is right there with them.
Well, see, I don't know much about the newer ones. All I knew,
they co-produce, I think, the Black Ops series.
I don't know. When I first started getting into Call of Duty, it was around the time Modern Warfare 2 came out. Or no, it was around the time Black Ops came out.
World of War for me.
And well, you started playing them before I did.
True.
But you had the three different developers. You got Infinity Ward, you got Activision, and you got Treyarch. And they would each have different like series that they would run. You've got the mainline ones, or the side, whatever you want to call them, the ones that don't have Modern Warfare or Black Ops or a number. They just have some title on them. Then you had, obviously, Modern Warfare and Black Ops. So they would each tackle one. So I already knew they were going to be involved. But I really wanted to look into the others because I was thinking about it, and I remembered Activision had something to do with Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions.
Yes, and that's being played a lot right now on Twitch.
Yeah, that's Beanox.
Yeah.
So I was digging a little deeper because in the back of my head I kept having this thought, wait, but Sony might actually own the video game rights to Spider-Man, but they don't.
No.
It's Marvel that owns it. Now, Sony owns the video game rights when it comes to the likeness of the Spider-Man from the movies, but that's kind of a given. And then they can contract any developer they want, like Insomniac, to make any title they want exclusively for their console. But they don't own the Spider-Man likeness in video games. Just the version that's in the movie. Which means we could possibly get some kind of continuation of the Shattered Dimension series. Or, well, Shattered Dimension story.
They would have done that years ago, though, I think. And yes, we plan on having guest speakers later down the line. We've got interviews in the works and stuff like that. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Dakota, if you're listening, hit me up soon.
Yes, I would really love to have a conversation with the guys in Atria.
Oh, yeah. They're an amazing band so far. I have been listening to Midnight Sky on repeat for days. Don't ask me why that song particularly. I don't know. I like
Which, by the way, being featured on Space on Travel, major fucking props, guys.
Yes. Fucking amazing.
Not everybody can say that.
Show. I am definitely excited for this show that's coming up. Oh, man. We got to get them in. We've got to get them in. I want to talk to... one of the bands that we talked to in the past was In Retrospect with Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Their old drummer is now their drummer for the Birds. Wait,
they didn't break up, did they?
Yeah, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why. I've talked to Jack since then. I talk to him on a daily basis almost. Okay, I can't say a daily basis. A weekly basis. Me and him touch base. I don't know why. That's not my place to say anything anyway, even if he did tell me why.
Yeah,
I still
but
listen to their album every day, too.
that sucks. That makes me want to cry big manly man tears.
Big Manly Man tears. Speaking of which, he's live right now, too. Maybe that's what we could do. Tristan, do me a favor. Share the Twitch with all your friends. Get them in, and we'll go ahead and raid Jack's.
Yeah, if we end up getting more people watching, we could raid Jack.
Let's get this over to, no offense against YouTube, let's get this over to Twitch. Let's raid Jack later. Say hi.
Of course, that'll take some minor tech support because I'm not exactly set up
I
for
don't know.
that.
I think
but,
I can just hit the button and it'll do it. I don't know.
Well, I'm running the stream on my side, not on your side.
That's true. Never mind. And you're using... What did he say?
Read it.
It means I gotta pick up my laptop.
Oh, boo-hoo. It's a laptop. It's movable.
Oh. I gotta get another microphone too.
Yeah.
We could probably work that out. I would like to do a thing where we bring the community in to join in on one of the podcasts. I think that would be pretty cool. Do like a giveaway, be a guest on the show as a giveaway kind of thing.
Something like that.
Sure, if we get enough following where people are listening to us on a weekly basis, I know I would enjoy to be a guest on one of my favorite podcast shows. That's just me though.
Well, you're not like a whole lot of people.
No, I'm not.
Now, I mean this in a respectful way, not
You're
just
so full of shit.
not just to you, but
Don't
to
you lie to
everybody
me,
else
boy.
out there, to everybody else who might be listening now, who might listen in the future. Not everybody's the talkative type.
No. But if you guys
You
want to be a guest
are.
on the show sometime, I would have no problem getting something worked out later on the line as like a giveaway. Because we can't bring everybody on the show. It's just something that's not possible for us to get everybody.
Well,
we'll have like a.
It's not plausible.
Right. I mean, down the line, who knows? We'll have thousands of followers, thousands of listeners. We can't get them all.
Maybe, fingers
I
crossed.
can't afford to ship to fly
knock on
somebody
wood,
out here.
motherfucker.
My name's not Mr. Beast. I can't fly you out here, unfortunately. But we could work something. Be great to do. I think that would be pretty freaking awesome.
I don't know, but back to the topic for just a second. It would be nice to see if Microsoft can save these franchises. Now, I mean,
I have total faith that they will.
Call of Duty doesn't need much help. They've already got this built-in fan base that's going nowhere. Right? I mean, they would have to seriously fuck up the games that they're making to lose their audience.
Oh, yeah.
But
I don't know if anybody caught the stream Saturday where I was crashing all the time. You could tell I'm not a fan of Call of Duty right now. I used to be. I'll still play the multiplayer, but Warzone, flat deadline for me. I'll play it with my friends just to get content out there, and with the people I do play with, we generally have decent conversations, funny conversations that bring good content.
right.
The game itself, though, if you caught any of that stream at all, it was me saying, I hate this game, 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 I hate this game. Because I do. I don't know why I keep on going back to it. I think it's just because everybody else I know plays it, and it's the only game that I have that everybody else has, because it's free. But I hate the game. I do. Especially when you go to games like their straight multiplayer, where it's a few shots and the other player's dead, to he's got three shield plates, and then I still got to take his health down, and I'm in that switch. Especially when you've been playing Battlefield for weeks straight, and then you go to Call of Duty, and it's like, fuck, that's not how that's played.
Right. Well, I mean, that's part of the good news with Microsoft is that most of the time most of the time they're really good at taking stuff and bringing it back to basics.
Yeah.
Now, that the same cannot be said for our next topic, but I digress.
Speaking of which, I'll be right back.
You gonna leave me alone?
Yes.
Leave me alone, the non-talkative person, to talk by himself? Just talk away. I'll go ahead and switch this out, because we won't need this on the screen anymore. As soon as I can find it. There it is. 'Cause next is Halo. Now, unlike a lot of other players, Halo is one that I got into late. Like, Halo Reach late. But Halo Reach actually sold me on the franchise. I went back, I played them all. It's fucking great. I even got a certain appreciation for where the story was going under 343, without Bungie involved, when you've got the Reclaimer saga. Now that's Halo 4, 5, and 6, or was supposed to be, the Reclaimer trilogy, because it made sense to me.
What are we talking about? Sorry.
Talking about Halo Infinite.
Okay. What have we talked about so far about Halo Infinite?
What got me into the Halo series as a whole. Because I got into the series late, like I was telling him.
I didn't get
I
into
started
Halo
with Reach.
until 3.
I started with Reach.
I started with 3. I had just got my first Xbox. No, I got the Xbox 360. I never owned an Xbox. And my stepbrother at the time, my mom's ex-husband, was playing Halo 3.
Did you just say your stepbrother is your mom's ex-husband?
No, my mom. Okay, sorry. So my mom's ex-husband's son, my old stepbrother. They're no longer married, and so he's not my stepbrother anymore. But he got me into Halo 3 because a friend of his from high school worked for Bungie. And
one of those stories.
It's true fact though. Like, all the holes in each map, he was a strict beta tester for Bungie at the time, before 343 actually kind of took over, started taking over the roles when Reach came out. Because that was the transition from Bungie to strictly for 343. That was Bungie's last title for Halo. But he had in all the little developer things that you can get for being a developer in the game. He had them, and he's got paperwork. Anyway, I don't need to prove how he worked there. The fact is that's how I got into it, was through him, because he was telling me all these little secrets and shit like that in each map, and I started winning matches. And so I started playing more, and I got into the story. Was able to find all the skulls fairly easily because all the people that I played with had already found them and took me through, and I enjoyed the story in general.
Right.
And then I went back and played Halo 1 and 2. Halo 2 will always still be my favorite. And that's not just because everybody else. I generally love the story in Halo 2. There's so much they built off of with it. I mean, ODST was same time frame for Halo 2.
Yeah. For me, it's Reach. I'm a sucker for a tragic hero story.
Reach was really good. I will not argue with that at all. Their multiplayer was a better play as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
But story-wise, I mean, Halo 2 was my favorite, for sure. And ODST. ODST was the shit.
Right.
I love that darker feel that they had with it. The whole... It almost had a horror game feel to it.
Kind of. Well, part of the thing about ODST was that it was so cool how they could change so little, but still make it feel like an all-new experience to play this game versus the mainline Halo games.
Oh, yeah. But it was one of those things where it was definitely a learning curve. For me, at least, I could say it was a learning curve because I went from playing...
See, Tristan knows what's up.
Halo 3 and Halo Reach having overshields to getting killed in 2 shots.
Right.
And so you had to be more careful than just run and gun and Spartan status.
And
I loved it. And then Halo Reach's mechanics in their multiplayer.
Although I cannot give Halo 2 a pass for the way it does legendary runs.
Yes.
That is garbage. Because when you're not good at the game, but you want to have that, the clout that comes with finishing a legendary run.
Mm-hmm.
But every time you die, it sets you back so goddamn far, like in Halo 2. That's garbage.
Oh, yeah.
That should not have been like that. For a lasso run, maybe. That makes sense. But just for a legendary run, sorry, but fuck you, Bungie. That was unnecessary.
That is the one achievement I do not have on Halo 3, by the way.
That's what I don't have on Halo 2.
I was so close to getting it, but I was so bad back then. I could probably do it today, but back then I couldn't do it. We would get to the spire right near the end of the game, right before you did the Warthog run.
Yeah.
And I would fail. I could not pass the flood at all doing that whatsoever.
Also part of the problem is it was the dawn of the get good era of gaming, where everybody's got to be so goddamn competitive instead of just having fun playing a fucking video game. Because what got me into gaming was not just the novelty of, I have a controller, I can do the stuff on the screen. It's the fact that it's a game that I can play, and I don't need anyone else to do it.
You don't need the help.
That was the whole thing that got me into gaming in the first place. So I can do this on my own. I don't need to convince other people to do something. I can just plug it in, put the game in. I'm good to go. Everybody else can fuck off and do their own thing. I'm good. And then from there, that's what it was. It was, I'm having fun playing this game. It doesn't matter if I suck at it, because generally speaking, I'm not very good at games.
Don't get me wrong. I had fun attempting Halo 3's Lasso. I'm not going to say, because I did it with friends. Back then, that's what it was. You didn't go into a matchmaking session for a campaign like you can nowadays. Nowadays, they've got mini games where if you want to go co-op, you can go into an online server either on their gameplay or your gameplay and match up to help each other, and you can get with a random even. But back then, it was you had to go in and invite your friends and be like, look, I'm trying to do this. Would you want to help me today?
Right.
Yeah, sure. And so I always had fun attempting it. No matter how bad I sucked at it, I never got shit for being bad at it. It was like, oh, man, we almost had that one. Here's a way you can do better, bud, and that was the highlight of Halo gaming, though, back then, was just doing it with your friends. Because even if you guys gave each other shit, you were having fun.
Yeah.
I don't see that a lot today.
No.
Especially in Halo.
Now it's all hyper competitive. Everything's got to be like a battle royale simulator or what have you. Or I'm sorry, battle royale for the connoisseur.
It's like, I remember when was it Halo 5 came out. I didn't have it. I think I went ahead and got I had my Xbox, and I just got Halo 5, and you came over, and me and you played split screen together on it.
Yep.
And that was fun. No matter how bad we sucked at it, it was fun. We don't get to do that anymore whatsoever, and it's sad, especially with this shit show. Sorry. Halo fans everywhere, if you love this game, I'm sorry. I personally think this is the worst Halo experience ever for me. I haven't had a chance to play the online, so I can't tell you if matchmaking's
the
bad.
multiplayer's not bad.
I was never able to get into them. So they just released the new cyber whatever tournament or whatever they're doing. So
I don't know.
Getting into matchmaking, I don't know if it was because the game needed updated or they were updating their servers and I just couldn't get into a match. I wasn't able to try it. I'm going to try that tonight or something and see if I can't get anywhere with it. But this campaign is garbage.
Yeah, it's not good. And I don't mean that as... Oh, how do I put this nicely? It's not exactly a bad game per se. Just for everything that led up to this is such a disappointment.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was only done just because of the loud people on the internet who hated the aesthetic design of the current Halo
They
games
pushed for an open world setting, so way too hard.
for a franchise that didn't need it.
Yeah. Sorry.
And it was the narrative aspect of it. They didn't like Fireteam Osiris. Okay, fair point. I'll give you that. The characters themselves are not bad. The story made sense, but I can understand not wanting to spend your time as Fireteam Osiris. Fair. What they're doing with Cortana, I'm sorry. Hold the fuck on here. Like I said, I started with Reach, and then I went through and played all the games, which means technically I played them in order my first go. And Rampancy,
Chronological order.
right,
Yeah.
from Rampancy to the fucking Isodidact, everything was the way it should have been, because Cortana was always going to go rampant no matter what. That was a guarantee. She wasn't some Forerunner artifact that got turned into a human AI. She was always a human AI. She was always a clone of Dr. Halsey's brain. There was no way to avoid the rampancy that she was going to experience. So if we're going to continue Halo, that has to happen. The way they did it, I thought, actually did it with class. And it made sense. Because think about it. The Forerunners had the AIs too, also made from humans. They're going to know how to fix something like rampancy because their technology, even back then, was light years ahead of what we have in 2550s, you know.
See, the only problem I have with this new one, and this was right from the beginning of the game. Now, it's been a while since I've played the previous game, but where's this weapon been the whole time? This clone of Cortana, or whatever they're calling her.
Built off screen. Used off screen.
Right. Where is I've never played a Halo game where they didn't leave off, or they didn't start off right where they left off in the previous game.
See, this is...
And I mean moments.
This is
You
my
go
problem
from-
with overcorrection.
Right. I think the only time they've ever done that was between Halo 1 and Halo 2, but they pretty much still left it off or started up right where they left off.
Yeah, the only thing they don't explain is how Johnson's still alive.
Right.
Other than that, you have no gaps in knowledge.
From the moment you blow up and leave the Halo construct to the point where you're on one of the satellites surrounding Earth getting promoted. I mean, there's a huge gap there, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
You can easily write that off as they were traveling from the Halo to Earth.
Right.
Cool. No big deal. I can't fault you or and be mad about that. But when you jump from the...
I think they jumped like 6 months from the end of Halo 5 to this one.
And it's Halo 5 at the ending there. You lose contact with Cortana. She tells you goodbye. She asks you how you're going to survive. And then she starts attacking everything. Right after, and then all of a sudden you jump up, and there's this new Halo construct, a whole new AI that we have no idea about other than what we learned in the campaign. And even then, that is not much at all. Other than she's figuring out she's a clone of Cortana. She was made to close down Cortana, this, and that. But when did this happen? This is some things I would have liked to play personally.
Right.
As a gamer, I want to be a part of that. We're not.
I mean, it wouldn't have been near as bad if we actually got to experience anything that happened during that time. Like, I don't know, using the fucking weapon. Right. Even just that helps. But we don't get that.
You could have posted that. They could have posted the fucking, video on the Halo website that they use for everything else.
Or, hell, release a $5 prologue game.
Right.
How hard is that?
Not even that. I mean, like I said, they could post it on the Halo website that they have. They use it for everything else. They use it for the marathon terminals. Once you access them, even in Halo 3, if you went to Bungie.net and you can visit all the videos that you get from the terminals doing the marathon run. Halo 4 did the same thing. You access some terminals, and then you got little video clippets on the Halo website for unlocking them. They could have done something with that easy.
Yeah.
But they don't.
No.
At all. And
No.
then you can't just build up this huge attack from Cortana, and then all of a sudden she's gone at the beginning like that.
Well, see,
Again, I haven't
actually,
played through the whole game.
you can. All you have to do is choose to only listen to the people who scream on YouTube and Twitter, and fire the person who is the head of the Halo games up until that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Put someone else in their place. Only listen to these people that you're choosing to listen to, and all of a sudden you have this brilliant idea to take everything that they think is wrong with what's going on and completely cut it out of the story.
It's true. But no, I mean, it's...
And to make matters worse, as the biggest fuck you to anyone who is actually enjoying the story that was going on so far, that cliffhanger at the end of the game, I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil this for you because it's fucking bullshit and I hate it. The weapon gets to choose her name. The same way that Cortana did. And they leave it off, making you think, guess which name she's going to fucking choose.
Cortana?
Exactly.
Well, because everybody's mad that Cortana's gone.
No, it's basically you get to be the version of Cortana that we think everybody needs right now versus the actual Cortana who people all of a sudden just don't like.
Oh, blow me. I mean, that's cry me a river, take a straw, suck it the fuck up. You know, it's... Story to the side for a second here, though, when it comes to this game. Let's go back to the fact that it's an open world series now.
In a series based off of mission playlists.
Right.
How do you replay a mission in Halo Infinite, Josh, or kid?
You don't. I mean, you can't. So there's an option to. I noticed in the menu there's an option to. However, they leave you in the middle of the open world, and they pretty much. There's not much of replayability as far as missions go.
No.
Like, they give you the option to. It looks like I haven't tried it yet, but at the same time, it's. There's no real replaying the mission.
No.
At all.
Like, let's say you miss a skull 2 missions before
Replay the
the
game.
before the end of the game. Yeah, exactly. That's garbage. I don't care who you are. You can't build this kind of game that way.
No, not at all.
It just doesn't work.
And it being open world is just dumb. I'm sorry. It maybe
Well,
it's just be me.
no. I'll be fair for a second. It's not dumb. The novelty of actually being able to explore Zeta Halo, the only installation that's been in both Halo arrays, that's not lost on me.
ODST 2. There is your way of doing an open world version of Halo. Do an ODST game again on the Delta array, or even.
Right,
give us a
I'm not
story
saying it has to be done with Master Chief,
Right.
but
I don't think they should have done
the
it with
novelty
Master
of it itself is not lost on me.
No, but I don't think doing it with Master Chief was the right way.
No.
Do a They should have done it like a build up to Halo Infinite, where it's the UNSC coming in beforehand, before Master Chief truly got involved on the Halo ring. We find all these Spartans throughout the game, where you get your upgrades from. Play it as that. I mean, like I said, they did it with Halo ODST, where you're finding your team's parts, the helmets and whatnot. Oh, why didn't she call me? Hold on, I'll be right back.
I'm being left on my own again.
I'm sorry.
Oh. I mean, gameplay-wise, the game is actually pretty good. It's a nice return to form with a little bit of flair. You've got all the I guess not all of the armor abilities from Halo 5, but the important ones. You've got the boost, and they add the grapple, which is really nice. Testing it out in multiplayer before the game released was also a nice little benefit that they let people have too. Of course, having it be an armor piece that you actually have to get on the map instead of just having it from Go kind of sucks when you haven't actually played the campaign and you're trying to figure out how this fucking thing works, or how far it can go, what you can grab, what you can't, and only being able to experience that through multiplayer as a test. That's kind of a trash way to do it, but I digress. Still, gameplay-wise, the game's actually not bad. It's just the structure of it that's the problem. And once again, it all comes down to mainly the mission playlist, or rather the lack of it. It's really needed for this. This game specifically, it is needed for, in the worst way. There's so much that's very easy to miss in each mission if you want to get all the secrets. Achievement hunters, lore keepers, if you're one of these kinds of people, then you're forced to replay this game if you miss something, and you're not going to know everything the first time around. Not unless you're using a walkthrough or a video guide the entire time that you're playing. If you're doing that in your first playthrough, if you have to do that, you've already set your game up as a bad experience for these kinds of players. And that's wrong, especially for the Halo franchise, which survives off of achievement hunters and lore keepers. It's not how you do this. Overcorrection. That's the name of the game. Take the problems of the loudest people and you run straight to the fucking moon with it. You create more problems than you were hoping to solve. Completely unnecessary. And again, not letting us actually play through the events which happened with Cortana, and only telling us at the very end of the fucking game what happened with her and Atriox, which, there's another thing, you don't actually get to fight Atriox.
I'm back. What are you talking about? Sorry. I'm making chili tonight.
I went ahead a little bit. So, the Banished are basically the enemies in this one, right?
Yes.
With the big bad being Harbinger.
From Halo Wars 2.
Right. With the big bad being Harbinger.
Yes.
Now, the leader of the Banished, Atriox, is already dead by the time you start playing.
Yes.
You don't even get to fight that motherfucker.
So from my understanding, where I'm getting from this, now I haven't played Halo Wars 2, so I'm not sure. But from what I'm getting from what I've played so far is that from the beginning prologue cutscene in Halo Infinite, I mean, Atriox is there. He's talking to Master Chief. And
yeah, he's the one who throws him off the Infinity.
Right. Throws him off, and then I think Halo Wars 2 starts. And then after Halo Wars 2, when you kill Atriox in Halo Wars 2, it leads Halo Infinity starts.
Okay, well, hold on. To rephrase something I said earlier, when I said I played Halo Reach and then I played all of them, I meant the mainline titles.
Yeah.
I didn't play Halo Wars or Wars 2.
I played Halo Wars 1.
I didn't play either of them.
I didn't like it.
So I'm missing the events of those. I know there are Spartans in Halo Wars. I know the Brutes are there.
The only reason why I didn't play Halo Wars is because at the beginning, Halo Wars 1, when it released, was not canon. It was a Microsoft title. It was not canon to Bungie's eyes.
Well, plus it was an RTS game,
yes.
Which I'm not really a fan of.
But
it's
now
not my
it is
thing.
canon, which is weird. But both games are now considered canon in the main time of Halo. They are a canon. It happens during certain parts of in the franchise's timeline, so on and so forth. That's the original reason why I never touched Halo Wars to begin with, because it wasn't canon.
Right.
I didn't care enough to. If it was canon, I'd been like, yeah, it's an RTS. I'll still play it though because it's part of the story. But I didn't because it wasn't canon at the time. But no, back to what I was saying. I think if they're gonna do an open world setting, they should go back to the ODST formula. Do it in ODST style. Even if they want to stick with the Spartans, they can do that and show me the story of the fallen Spartans that we see throughout Halo Infinity.
Halo Infinite.
Or, yeah, Halo Infinite. Sorry.
You know who they are, right?
No.
Okay. They were the ones that were last off the Infinity. The ones that stayed behind with Captain Lasky.
Right.
That entire crew is dead.
Still, that's a great story you can use in game.
I'd
its
still
own
like to
standalone
see.
game.
I'd still like to see Captain Lasky's death and still about just
Right.
have to infer about it.
I think that happens in Halo. No, it's not Halo Wars 2 that happens in.
No,
I've seen some video of him dying.
I haven't. Of course,
Could be wrong.
I didn't.
just imagine the fact that I have.
To be fair, I didn't finish playing the game. I got a couple missions in, and I just couldn't fucking do it anymore.
As far as where I'm at in the game, I just took over the first FOB. Whenever you exit the inside of the Halo,
Yeah.
and I'm on my way to rescue the first set of UNSC soldiers. That's it. And then the game kept on crashing, and I gave up. Which I was kind of glad it crashed because I was not getting into it at all. See, when it comes to Halo, when it's open world like that, it's easy to get lost in to forget the story, to lose the story. It's very easy to lose the story in an open world game.
Right.
And
I'm pretty sure the developers lost it earlier than that.
oh, I'm sure. So, like for example, I'm gonna bring up Far Cry again. With their open world, their whole world that they create, no matter where you go in the world, the story is still there. From what I've noticed, the story is there throughout this world at all. I mean, if it is, it's too small to capture my attention.
Yeah.
And that's what was perfect about Halo in the past is it's linear. It keeps you moving. No matter what you do, it's always story, 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 no matter how far you get in, or however how far off the beaten path, because everybody knows in a Halo game you can get off the beaten path pretty easily, whether the devs want you to or not.
Right.
But there's still story behind that secret wall that you got through.
Yeah.
There's not here at all, whatsoever. It's too open. Way too open. Again, let's get an ODST game going again.
But
and
but
do an open world
but
ride.
kid, you can come across a grunt who's watching Griffball.
Oh my god.
There's got to be a story there, right?
Yeah, because supposedly Red versus Blue is now canon too. By the
No,
way.
it's not.
Yeah, no, that's what they want.
It's not.
It's not, but that's what they want.
Which I won't even fucking get started on Red versus Blue, because after, I think it was season 13, nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing was necessary.
I stopped
It shouldn't have happened.
when was it Locust? Was that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped watching that right there.
You should finish that one, because what that does is it finishes up the story with the core team as a whole. Or rather, Church's story, because it's really his story.
Have you been watching any of those TikToks I've been sending you?
Not really.
Not really. So
I don't
I've
like
been
TikTok.
sending you a bunch of TikToks. What if so and so was an AI in Halo Infinite multiplayer?
I did see one of them with Caboose.
Caboose is fucking hilarious. Oh man, those were fucking great. They should do that. I don't know. Like I said,
really
I haven't had a
should.
chance to play the multiplayer yet, so I can't give my opinion on it.
Well,
But that would be great.
I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the guy that played Caboose doesn't work for Rooster Teeth anymore.
I don't think so.
So I don't know how they'd get him back.
Yeah, he doesn't have to work for Rooster Teeth to get him back. If 343 and Microsoft want to hire him as a voice actor, there you go.
But I mean, I don't know if there's any bad blood there, because if there is, he may not want to be attached.
That's fair. I don't know. I don't think there would be. Maybe between him and Rooster Teeth, but between him and Microsoft, I mean, why? I don't see where there would be bad blood.
Well, no, because they would have to go through Rooster Teeth.
No.
Now, granted, Rooster Teeth was using Microsoft properties through 343 in Halo to actually make what they were making, but the Red vs. Blue series is actually the intellectual property of Rooster Teeth, not 343. So as far as likeness for Caboose goes, they still have to go through Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, that's fair. I could see that. Can you pronounce that last name?
I cannot.
Nope. I could pronounce that first name though. That's easy, Tara. Welcome. Thank you for.
Well,
leaving a
is
comment.
it Tara or is it Tara?
Oh shit.
See, you don't know how to pronounce the first name either.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I don't know how either. I can't even.
If you're still here with us, I apologize. We're just getting to your comment.
They're not there.
If you come back, thank you. Oh shit. Again, man, I'm sorry. I feel bad because we're missing out on even Tristan's comments here. I'm just starting to read some of them here, and I apologize, Tristan. I really am.
No, I think Tristan left too.
Oh no, he's on Twitch.
Oh, he's on Twitch?
He's on Twitch.
Okay. I can't see Twitch chat, so that's
he
all
came
on
over
you.
to Twitch.
Okay. So, hi from YouTube, Tristan.
You have the YouTube side over here, and I'm both, but I'm still, I don't know. I like this live thing. I do. We're getting everybody involved, but I feel so bad at the same time.
It's a learning experience.
True.
It'll probably get easier the more we do it.
That's fair. So,
It's also what she said.
I'm kind of burnt out on Halo now. I think I'm just going to get more upset and more upset.
Which is really unfortunate because, you know, this game really didn't have to be like this, but that really does sum up what it is.
Yeah.
It's just Halo burnout.
At this point, I think they focused way too much on multiplayer, too. Which
I really don't think they did. The multiplayer for this one is a lot like Halo 5. It's not too different as far as the playlists and the actual gameplay
I'm not
goes.
saying that it's different. I just think they focused too much on it and didn't put any thought into their fucking campaign as much as they did trying to get multiplayer up and running.
See, I don't agree. I think
they released multiplayer before they even released the campaign.
I think they put way too much thought into this, and the multiplayer was so easy that they released it for free with the microtransactions and put it out earlier so that people would have access to that while they were putting the finishing touches on
Speaking
Infinite.
of which, I'm afraid to get on this train, but I'm going to anyway. I'm going to look you dead in your eyes.
What?
What do you think of the cat ears? There's the face I'm looking for.
That's so not even worth a comment.
I'm gonna get another drink over here.
Oh my god. Fucking cat ears. You know what? No, we're done with Halo. If we have to go that far to still have anything to say about this, then we're done with Halo.
Oh, dude, the cat ears are they just released with that new the new segment that they're going on with multiplayer. They released I saw a neon spiky mohawk attachment and the neon visor over the visor. Like they would have in a cyberpunk setting, you know. Yeah. If you could see his face right now, it's the amount of annoyance in his eyes.
Well, actually, with one word, you got some gears turning. A cyberpunk Halo game. That might not actually be too bad, and I could see them justifying that being open world without the mission playlist.
Are you gonna develop it?
If I had the resources, I would develop that
Here you
shit.
go. Let's set up a GoFundMe, guys. Let's get this started. Let's do it.
Yeah, no one's gonna pay for some enraged Halo nerd to just make a spin-off title that's basically a parody. But we do have one more
I paid
topic.
$30 for that.
Yeah, I don't think I would charge 60 for that.
No. God,
Nah.
no. I feel bad for actually spending $60 on Cyberpunk 2077. As much as I love the game, I still wouldn't have paid 60.
Well, see, I got it as a birthday present.
I played through it too fast. I don't feel like I got 60. Even with all the side quests, I did. I completed every side quest they had available,
You should...
and I still feel like I didn't get $60 out of it.
Okay. There's a different dynamic between playing as male and female V.
I know. I've played
See,
both.
I didn't prepare anything for this, which is why Sonic is on the screen and we're talking
That's
about
okay.
Cyberpunk.
You guys look at Sonic, or you can even throw up this. Let people watch the. Other than looking at that.
Anyways, what I tried to tell you before is you need to replay the game because you played as male V.
I played as both.
No, you didn't. You played as male.
I still have the game.
You
I
played as male because you were trying to wife Judy and it didn't
That
work.
was then. It's been how many months since? A whole year actually since then. I've replayed the game since then.
Then you got to make different choices.
I have. I still feel like I haven't gotten $60 out of the game.
Okay, fine. Did you play each one, male and female, as a corpo, a street kid, and a...
Okay, I haven't played as the street kid with female V yet.
See, that was my first playthrough.
That's the only one I haven't done yet.
The interactions you can have are completely different.
But at the same... can we just get the DLC for this yet? Or... I don't know. I feel like it needs more.
Well, that's what happens when you have a game in development for, 13 years?
Yeah.
And then everybody's...
Still needed longer. No, I'm not saying again.
Well,
I grew up playing games like...
People got sick of waiting, so they thought
them.
maybe we have to rush this and get it out so that people will actually still
And then
care.
look what happened. I don't care what other people think. I grew... And even now with the game being... as still, till this day, as buggy as it is... And this is something we've talked about in the past as well, is, I grew up playing Bethesda games. All right, I will play Fallout, as buggy as it is, over and over again, and Fallout's still pretty buggy.
See, that's part of my problem with the rage around Cyberpunk 2077 is that I didn't experience all these bugs that everybody else did. I had one, and that was... I was trying to get out of the car while it was still going, but I hit another car and I slid up against a wall.
See,
and as I was getting out, I fell through the map because of how that happened. That's it. That's all I've come across.
I've ran into 3 different bugs when I was playing. I ran into the T-pose bug. It didn't affect my gameplay, though, at all. It affected the experience of seeing every single fucking character go into T-pose around me, but
I haven't seen that, not even once.
It didn't stop me from communicating with whatever character I needed to communicate with at the time that went into T-pose. The other bug I ran into is when you're in some of the faster cars and you're driving at full speed, all of a sudden things took way too much time to render, and I would fall through the map because the actual, the ground wouldn't render in properly, and it didn't load up the solid space under the vehicle, and so I fell through the map. Reloaded.
Well, see, I didn't have that. There were some, I guess if you want to call them bugs, loading bugs, driving too fast, but this isn't really a game where it's dependent on getting around the city as fast as possible.
And then the other one I had was the animation for the guns sometimes would freeze up. And that happens, I see that happen in Call of Duty all the time. When I'm playing an online game through Call of Duty, I would start firing, and then my gun would get caught in that firing animation where I see nothing but muzzle flash and my gun in a recoil, blast back position from the recoil. Happened in Cyberpunk, but that was it. Other than that, I didn't have anything that really affected my game.
I've never seen that.
And again, this is coming from somebody that plays Bethesda games for a living. I do. I'll replay any Fallout over and over again and can show you more times or bugs happen more times in those games than it does in Cyberpunk.
That reminds me, I still need to finish Fallout 4. Now that Microsoft owns Bethesda, getting to play Halo, god damn it. We talked about that for too long. Getting to play Fallout for free.
Yeah.
I was going through playing Fallout 4 and I haven't finished it yet.
Good game. It really is.
I enjoy it.
I had fun. I can tell you all the secrets that you can find too.
I don't need them. Well, see, with a game like that, I play it for the story.
Yeah.
So if it comes down to it and I need to add a mod just so I can get through it, I'll do it because I want to know what the story is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a. I guess for me, I've played it so much that at this point there isn't much of a story for me because I could play through all different scenarios pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I can do it. I can probably beat the game within an hour at this point. I've played
Well,
it so
you've
much.
also played through it so many times that you know how it goes when
Yeah.
you make different narrative decisions.
But there is still so much in the game I think that I haven't explored. I was watching a video the other day, 10 things you didn't know about videos, and I'm like, what the fuck? I gotta go get the game now again and go play. Like, I didn't know about the Japanese submarine for years. If you go all the way out to the the east side of the map, and there's a kid going, "Oh, there's a monster in the water," blah 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 blah.
Yeah, yeah.
You look out, and sure enough, there's a scope from a submarine, and you go out, and you can. I didn't know that was there for years until I watched this 10 things.
Yeah,
you didn't know
I've
about
met the
video.
kid, but I haven't done the mission yet.
Oh, it's a pretty fun. It's a pretty short mission, but it's fun. It's one of those missions that I think every game should have, where it keeps you intrigued or wanting to find more.
Right.
That's me. My wife hates it. We've been playing It Takes Two, and where are you going? We're supposed to go this way. Yeah, but there's probably a secret over here.
Don't be dragging me into your shit.
You know, but that's just me.
Yeah, those comments are probably better left for if and when we can afford some kind of office
Right? I ain't scared.
instead of doing this in your living room.
Oh, Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, off the Doom train.
How sweet.
Off the Doom train from the other games onto the fucking hype train that is motherfucking Sonic 2.
I don't know. I can nitpick at this. I can nitpick at the first Sonic 2. I'm not
Nitpick
saying-
away. Nitpick away. I want to hear it.
I think Jim Carrey could have done a better job, or we could have just cast somebody else.
I agree.
Now, I think, I'm a huge fan of Jim Carrey films. I love him as an actor,
Yeah.
and I don't mean to say this as shitting on him, but I feel like his role in this was the better of two evils. Because I honestly can't
Fair.
think of anybody else that could play Dr. Eggman. Even fit the looks, the personality. I don't even think Jim Carrey fit the personality at all. He doesn't. Now that might change in this next move in Sonic 2,
Yeah.
but even still, from what I've seen in the trailer, it doesn't feel like Dr. Eggman to me at all.
Well,
But
the
again,
thing is, it's
I can't think of any other actor that could do it.
right. It's the wackiness of Dr. Eggman that you got to capture. And while Jim Carrey actually does do that, it's like if you compare ice creams, right? Let's say you've got a name brand mint chocolate chip and you've got a generic store brand mint chocolate chip. They're supposed to be the same thing, but it's so obviously a different flavor. That's what it's like with Jim Carrey's Eggman and the game's Eggman.
And that's the only, and again, I don't mean to talk shit on Jim Carrey, but I feel like he was the only one available. And I hate that because he's a great actor.
I think he did the best that anybody could with what was given.
Yeah. But still, I can't stress it enough. I do. I feel like he was the last resort. There was nobody else that could play, and it's true. There's nobody else that can play this character. There's nobody that looks like him. There's nobody that could sound like him. That's me. I guess you could say, just personally. That's
I don't know.
how I feel.
I kind of like the way they did this because you've got a somewhat grounded, realistic take on a Sonic story on Earth. Not this whole thing doesn't take place on Mobius like it's supposed to. It's actually here on our Earth.
Well, and see, I think the other thing with it is, and this goes back to what I was bringing up at the beginning. Do you read texts in either the person's voice or somebody else's voice? Blah blah blah. When it comes to audio, as far as what a character sounds like, I could be wrong on this because I haven't played a lot of the Sonic games as much as you have. But my first Sonic game that I ever played didn't have any voice lines.
No, it didn't even have word bubbles.
Right.
No text on screen.
And so the first time I ever heard Sonic's voice was in the animated TV show. First time we hear Eggman's voice is in this animated TV show. And so that's how I always visualize. And it's kind of like with Spider-Man that we talked about last week.
To be fair, I think that actually came out after the first Sonic game with voice acting.
Oh, and okay, well, I didn't play the first Sonic game with voice acting.
Because I think that was Sonic Adventure.
So for me, that's how I visualize these characters being... How I visualize these characters sounding. Kind of like Spider-Man that we talked about last week. The first time I've ever heard Spider-Man talk was in the animated TV series.
Right.
And so that's how I, even till this day, will always imagine Spider-Man sounding like.
Yeah.
That's why I think Tobey Maguire is the perfect Spider-Man, because I think he sounds, looks, and acts just like the one in the animated series. That plays forth with Sonic. Now, is Sonic itself as
once again, that's Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, not necessarily as Peter Parker.
But it the same concept plays, or the same argument plays here in this situation, especially with Sonic. Now, Sonic has always kind of sounded similar through every adaptation.
Similar-ish.
I have never had an issue with him, with his voice acting in any other than a few games where the voice acting was just garbage. What was that one where he was saving the princess or whatever? The one you always fucking hate.
I feel like Sonic 06 gets more hate than it really deserves.
Probably, but still. Voice acting in that was garbage. It was way
Actually,
off.
I think the voice acting in that one was actually one of the stronger aspects of it.
I don't know. I think it was way off. But still, the voice, even for Tails, has a distinct voice that everybody could easily pick up and be like, that's Tails.
Right.
No matter how he's played, no matter who he's voiced by, that's Tails. Same with Sonic and same with Eggman. It should always be the same. And then when you get a live-action version of Eggman, that's where we cross a lot of fucking lines. Because
well, see,
now we've got Jim Carrey's.
Here's the thing, though. This version of Eggman isn't based off of Eggman. It's based off of Ivo Robotnik.
Yeah. But, again, like you said before, we're also on our Earth.
Right.
This isn't... we're no longer in the Sonic universe. We're in...
Well, see, since you bring that up, that's actually a fantastic point. There is a baked-in, legitimate Sonic multiverse.
Yeah.
So you've got the original Sonic from the 2D games. You've got the Sonic from the 3D games. You've got Sonic from the series.
Didn't they have a game?
Sonic Generations.
Yeah.
Where 2D Sonic actually became 3D, but met the... Yeah.
I was about to say, I knew they had a video game based off that whole subject.
Yeah, it's not a younger version of him. They're from alternate universes. Yeah. And there's multiple different Robotniks, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's my phone.
They brought that forward for a little while in the Sonic Boom series. You had the really evil Robotnik, or I guess really evil Eggman.
Yeah.
But he was basically Dr. Robotnik.
Another character that I'm kind of scared of. Now, we're bringing Knuckles into this movie.
Yes.
Which I am super excited for.
I was skeptical at first with having Idris Elba voice Knuckles.
Yeah.
But with what we did here, I'm pretty satisfied.
I am too.
I mean, he's no Travis Willingham.
No.
That will always be the definitive Knuckles to me. But he's not bad as a second.
I think he does. I'm hoping... Elba has a tendency to be very dark in his voice acting.
Yeah.
He's always... Which is fine, because Knuckles has always been... Whether he's a hero or a villain in any adaptation, because, I mean, I know there's parts where he's been the semi bad guy in the video game sometimes, and then he's also a partner to Sonic, and they've mixed it up a lot. And in this movie, he seems to be the bad guy turned good.
Well, we don't know that yet. We don't know how far the story's going to go.
Right.
But Knuckles' first appearance, he was an enemy to Sonic.
Yeah.
Because he was tricked by Dr. Eggman.
Just like Shadow. But
well, Shadow wasn't necessarily tricked by Eggman. He was just he was a hedgehog who didn't have his memories.
yeah.
But Knuckles was actually tricked by Eggman to fight Sonic.
My main fear with this, though, is that he's going to be portrayed a little too dark, especially with Elba voicing.
I don't know. I mean, there's always that chance, but I've got high hopes for this one, and I try not to do that with most things, but they really, really didn't let me down with the first movie.
I highly enjoy. I think we watched it like 3 days in a row. The boys and I were wanting to watch nothing but Sonic the Hedgehog, and we watched that movie 3 days in a row.
Yeah, I've seen it at least 8 times now.
I've seen it.
At least. That's the times that I can count.
I've seen it at least 8 or 10 times now too. But like they said, we watched it 3 days in a row. Like right when it was released, it just came out of theaters and we rented it. We watched it through. We rented it through Redbox, and it was late because we couldn't stop watching it. But I enjoyed it. Who's the voice actor for Sonic?
In the movie?
Yeah,
Ben Schwartz.
he's good.
Yes.
He is amazing with this character.
Yes.
And that's what feared me the most as well, because we're getting such a young Sonic in this movie still.
But he plays it off really well.
He does.
And I think it helps having an actual comedian come in to play him.
Yeah. But now that we're getting in... Now, this is just my opinion with it, is now that we're into a point now in this Sonic's life where he's now known, he's not being forced to hide himself or anything like that. Is he gonna overdo it?
Well, I think they showed in the first trailer that he's going to.
Well, of course, but how much are they going to play into him overdoing? Because you can do that in a movie where you start off overdoing it and learning lessons and blah 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 blah. But with Sonic still being so, from a child's standpoint, my children do it all the time, where they still continue to do so. Are they? Even if he learns this
well, he's
lesson,
supposed to be at least a teenager now.
I don't know. This is Sonic we're talking about. Is he going to go over his head way too many times? I mean, granted, it's a movie.
Well, it's Sonic. Of course he is.
But I think what I'm trying to say is, will it be overplayed?
I don't think so. The advantage with this one is that they've got all the right characters to play off of, where I think it'll balance itself out pretty well.
Yeah. Now, this is something I read, and it's not confirmed yet. It's pretty much a theory. Do you think we're going to get Metal Sonic?
I hope so.
If not in this movie, at least the third installment. I hope we do.
My thought is, since they're kind of speedrunning the story between Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, that will most likely have Eggman using the Master Emerald to not only power the egg carrier, because they kind of hide it, sort of, but that's in the trailer, the actual egg fucking carrier.
Yeah.
But also to power Metal Sonic.
Because, I mean, if you rewatch the trailer, I don't know how many times you've seen it.
A lot. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Like
I've seen it on repeat.
I'm going to be smooth about this.
A lot.
He doesn't necessarily, like, it's not blatant. He doesn't make it blatantly obvious. They're teasing you about it. But they make you feel, if you just watch it once or watch it casually, and it's like, all right, Knuckles is going to be the big bad with Eggman this time, blah, 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 blah.
No.
But if you actually pay attention, he gives off hints that there's going to be way more than just, oh, I brought Knuckles into this fight. You know, I mean, we already confirmed we've got Tails. Super excited for that.
Right.
Which I think they should have done in the first movie. But we'll see here. Other than Knuckles, who else could we bring into this movie that could come and fight alongside Eggman? Other than Metal Sonic,
this
because, I mean,
one?
they could easily leave Metal Sonic for like the third movie, being the big bad final fight to end their series, depending on how many movies they plan on making.
I mean, it would be a good time to at least tease the appearance of Team Chaotix.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So you got Charmy, Espeon, and Vector.
True. But again, that leads. Should that be done now?
Or SPO? Epsio. I can't remember if the SP comes before the P. The chameleon.
I don't know.
I don't know. His name's kind of weird.
Replay. But still, that's another one of those things. Is that something that should be done now or left later? There's so much that can go wrong with this movie that we're not thinking about.
I think it would be a good time to tease it. Because here's my hope. With all the different settings that they showed in the trailer, hopefully this movie will not, fully take place on Earth. Because it looks like they're going to be going after the Chaos Emeralds themselves. It won't just be the Master Emerald. Otherwise, why would he keep going to all these different places? Which, if that's true, then it needs to not be on Earth, because that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
No.
And since they're going to be going to other places, this is the perfect opportunity to tease just the existence of all the other characters from Mobius.
Right. How do you feel about them using rings in this series for means of travel?
It's accurate.
I mean, yeah, but it's a whole different area. I don't know. It feels too.
Rings have been used for portals a lot through the Sonic series.
I know that, but it feels with it being more IRL status than anything. I mean, when you think about Sonic, you think of video game fiction, but now they're taking video game fiction and mixing it with real life physics and real life stuff. Like, granted, magic can happen, whatever, but he's got a bag, and the rings disappear when they're done, when they've been used. How many times can you use those rings without them just not having them anymore?
Once.
The bag is going to get empty eventually.
Yeah.
I'm reading too much into this here.
Well,
I'm
the point
trying
of
to make content.
I know.
Don't look at me stupid.
The point of him having those was just to keep going to safer areas whenever times got tough. Because, we don't know if the first place that he went was actually Earth. That's never confirmed for us. All we know is he's in the dead of night in some forest on a different planet. But when we see the map, when he first shows it, and he first shows off the mushroom world, he's got that map with X's over some of the places. So maybe he traveled, maybe she traveled, we don't know.
Who knows? I don't know. This is hard to talk about because it's not out yet. I'm sorry. I was so excited to talk about this, and I'm like,
I don't know.
we can talk about it.
What I'm really worried about is how they're going to introduce Tails. Because if you think about the first one, when he showed up in that mid-credits scene, he goes, "He's here. I found him. Now I just hope I'm not too late." Who is he talking about? Because if he's talking about Sonic, that creates a narrative problem. Sonic actually teaches Tails how to fly in the first place. Teaches him that he's able to spin his tails to make a propeller. And he also gives him his name. Because Tails' name is Miles Prower. Tails is a nickname.
Yeah.
Well, in the trailer, now, keep in mind this could be just something that they put in the trailer to change for the movie, because that's a thing that happens these days. But in the trailer, he introduces himself as Tails. He literally says, "The name's Tails." Now, they're showing that in the scene where he's on the the tornado with Sonic. But, like, is that actually how he's going to introduce himself? Is he saying that to someone else?
I can see the problem, but for... What the fuck is this? Is that a sticker?
Quit playing with your microphone.
I can't help it. It's there and it's bugging the fuck out of me.
Well, that's part of the reason why I brought up the map with all the X's on it. Maybe we're going to learn that Sonic actually did go to other worlds and met Tails there.
Between 1 and
No,
2
between the prologue at the beginning of the first movie and the actual story of the first movie.
Well, I mean, even if... Here's my take on it. And this, I'm going to kind of defend any actions they may do here from here on out. If they decide to go... His name's already Tails. He named himself. This is their story. They're going to do what they want, no matter what we say.
Right.
2, I can see where granted, they're going to have to write their own fucking lore to do so. So far, they've kind of stuck really close to the source material.
Ish.
Which is a lot more than we can say about Resident Evil.
The owls are new. Longclaw wasn't there.
Yeah. But it's also one of those things where they can easily, make this Tails' race always knowing how to fly using their tails. And they use, we see them in an airplane in that mid-credit scene, and they don't always use their tails because it could be tiring. I get that. And they can do so much and get away with it easily, whether you like it or not. They can get away with it and still make it without leaving plot holes, I should say. I'd be okay with it. I'd be okay with, Tails and Sonic meeting for the first time in this movie and his name being Tails. They can do that. I can see how they can do it. I could write it myself for them.
I'm not saying they can't do it. I would really appreciate it if they didn't.
No, that's fair.
Given how much they've shown their dedication to the fans by redoing
redid Sonic
what they did wrong.
As a whole, they redid Sonic's looks, which was amazing. But that's one thing.
It proves they actually give a shit.
Well, I don't know if it proves that they give a shit, but I think what they realized that if they stuck with the look that they had before, they weren't going to make any money off this movie.
Actually, I have to stop you there, because all the promo material, all the extra stuff that was coming out related to this movie already had the previous design. Anything from posters to plushies to artwork, everything had the original design. They had all different groups of merchandise based around this original design that they had that nobody liked. So they were ready to go on this, but they had enough respect for the people who care about this franchise to go back, delay the movie, and do it all over again.
I still think they only did it. I'm not okay. My personal thought is that when they released that trailer. Because I didn't see any merch or anything like that before the trailer dropped. The only thing I seen of Sonic was that first original trailer.
It all got pulled, but pictures were taken from distributing warehouses.
Right. But when that trailer dropped, I even jumped on the bandwagon and gave them heat. Because I wasn't happy with that.
No.
We've seen it before with Sonic. It was garbage then. It was garbage now.
Well, we saw it with Mario.
Or was it Mario?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get me started on Mario right now. I was already pissed off when I thought Chris Pratt was Wesker.
We've seen it before with just about every video game movie ever made.
Fair. But I think they got so much heat, and I think that was more of instead of a respect thing, it was more of, holy shit, we fucked up. We're not making any money. We will not make any money because they weren't. I don't think of anybody that I know personally that would have went and watched that movie if Sonic looked like he did.
Well, here's the thing. I've kind of how do I put this? I've actually come to the point where I would actually want to see the original version, knowing now and already having the fixed version. Like, I want to see what that looked like in action.
I mean, what if it was just the same movie, just Sonic looked like shit?
It absolutely wasn't. They had to bring new sponsors in to pay for it.
I didn't know that. That's news to me.
One of them, Olive Garden. The other, Zillow. Which is why those product placements are really, really present. Like, they take you out of it. Yes.
Jesus Christ. It brings me back to food for a second. For anybody watching, if you want to know about these local places, Wichita Food and Booze on Facebook, just watch out. Everybody loves to troll. Whenever you ask for somewhere to go, they're going to tell you to go to Olive Garden. Do not listen. It's an inside joke at this point. That made me laugh. I see them all the time. Where do I get a good Italian food or good pasta? There's a place called Pasta Express that's locally owned. But they're going to tell you to go to Olive Garden. All you can eat breadsticks if you go watch Sonic, guys.
Jesus.
They hand them out at
about
the
their
theater.
never-ending pasta bowl?
Yeah.
It
you can
never
eat at the theater
ends.
when you watch Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Jesus.
Do it. Do it now.
I don't know. I was actually rewatching it last night. As I was falling asleep, and a thought occurred to me.
That's scary.
Because, well, hold on. You remember what we were talking about with Raccoon City, right? I brought up Neil McDonough.
Yeah.
Now, he's in that first movie, Major Bennington. The guy that, the guy that gets yelled at by Robotnik. What if they bring him back because it's not worth just having him there in that short little scene and not letting him do anything for as good as a fucking actor as he is? What if they bring him back and have him be the guy in charge of Gun?
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, would he do it, though?
I think he would.
Because here's my thing with him. As an actor, he's great, but I don't know how many times I've seen him in movies for short periods just because he liked the concept of the movie and just wanted a part. And he does it a lot.
Well, I'm not sure
I
if
like
that's
this-
it or if the studio just approaches
He
him.
may be a Sonic fan and just like, put me in it. I don't care what you do, just put me in it. I'll take whatever you pay me, put me in it. He's done that a lot with films, where he's either seen a trailer and was like, I just want a part. And they put him in a little part somewhere, just because he wants to be a part of that, because he enjoys what they have. He's done it in video games. He's done it in a few other movies. I mean, the whole part why he was in Arrow, it's because he loved Arrow and he just wanted a part. He wasn't even originally written as Damien Dark.
He's a better Damien Dark than comic book Damien Dark.
I mean, he is, but
That's the best thing to come out of the Arrowverse as a whole, is his version of Damien Dark.
but I'm just saying, he wasn't originally cast as Damien Dark. He wanted a little part in the Arrow series because he loves Green Arrow, and they're like, oh sure, holy shit, you're good. Let's you'd be perfect for this, and they made him Damien Dark. I think he was supposed to be an agent for this slipped my mind for a second here now. What's the big agency that John's wife is leader of? See, now it's slipping your mind too. Look at you.
Yeah, all I can think is Waller.
Yeah. This is not what I'm thinking right now. But he was just supposed to be like a general or something, a small part.
I don't
He
know.
was a soldier or something that he was supposed to play in.
I don't know. I never read that far into that.
And then when they decided to cast him for that, they wrote that character out, because this was before the Damien Dark season. And like, here, you play this part because you're better. You'll be better at it. And that's how he became Damien Dark. All because he just wanted to be a part of the Arrowverse. He is a Green Arrow fan, and that's what he wanted.
I don't know. But I mean, just thinking about it, if they bring him back, because for all the stuff that's on Earth, Gun is the military faction that answers directly under the president.
Yeah.
So,
It would be great. And it could be written in pretty easily, too.
yeah.
Very easily. Whether it or not it's...
Plus, he'll have his own minor little vendetta against Robotnik. Because Gun aren't bad guys.
No.
They're actual good guys. Just their methods aren't great.
I think it would play out pretty well, and I agree with you. It would be something I would like to see as well.
Plus, if you introduce that, then you've got some kind of segue into Shadow. Because of the experiments.
Yeah. I'm excited. I want to see Shadow in live action.
I just wonder who would play him.
Really do. Who do you think? Who should play him?
That's a good question. Oh, you need a really broody person.
The voice actor for Batman from the anime series.
Kevin
What's his-
Conroy?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
no. That's
Come on. You can't tell me that wouldn't be perfect.
a little too much.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Mark Hamill, then.
No.
'Cause why not?
No. That's too much in the opposite direction to play Shadow. I mean, he's good, and he's got some range, but not as Shadow. Plus, you would want someone younger.
Johnny Young Bach.
Who?
Johnny Young Bach.
Johnny Young Bosch?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Because he still sounds like a kid.
Killing me here. You couldn't tell me you wouldn't love a Shadow mixed in with a little bit of Ichigo.
No. No. That would not work.
Speaking... That reminds me, I was watching this little video on Facebook paying tribute to Power Rangers, and when they brought all the older Power Rangers together, it was the Yellow Ranger from Dino Thunder. They brought in Johnny's character, and a couple other characters from the older Power Rangers, and it was like a little get together that they did and fought a couple of bad guys.
They've got a few of those.
And I never noticed. I rewatched Mighty Morphin, and I never hear it back then. But if you listen to his new stuff as a Power Ranger now, whenever he's in fight scenes, anytime he's yelling or grunting or anything like that as he's fighting, all I hear is Ichigo now.
Yep.
But I don't hear it in his old in any of the older Power Ranger shows.
See, I can't unhear it when I'm watching the older stuff.
I don't hear it at all. But the new stuff, I hear it all the time. I think it's because all the new stuff is after he voiced Ichigo.
Well, I don't know. See, I don't get that disconnect, because like even when he's, let's say when he's the Black Power Ranger, whenever he's got the mask on, that's all voice acting.
Yeah.
That's all just recorded voice disembodied from himself. So listening to it, I hear Ichigo, especially since he's younger.
Yeah.
And when he's playing Ichigo the first time around, when he first started voicing him, he actually tried to sound younger because Ichigo's 15.
True. I don't know. I thought that was when that happened. I'm like, Ichigo. Oh, yeah. He was in Power Rangers, too, wasn't he? What's his new stuff that he's doing now? Wasn't he... I think he's the main character in Demon Slayer? No.
No.
No. No, there was a new show that he was doing. I don't remember what it was now.
Gotta say, Demon Slayer, not a fan.
I'm not either. My kids love it. I don't. I couldn't get into it.
I mean, I like the music. I like the art style. I don't give a shit about the story. I thought I would. I just don't.
I watched all the way up to the point where he first meets Satan, and that's it. That's where it lost.
I didn't even
me.
get that far.
I only got that far because the kids were watching it, and I watched it with them.
Like, I watched it with the wife, because I care about her. And we got to episode 9, and I couldn't care. I couldn't bring myself to care.
Just tell her I'm done, babe. Gotta go.
Yeah. I would rather play Free Flow on my phone than.
That's pretty much how I did. Like, we got that far, and I told the boys, I turned it off, and the kids go, "Why? We were watching it. Go watch it on your tablets." I'm done. I can't. Every time they come in, "Can we watch this, Dad?" No. Nah, I'm not watching that with you. I can't.
I mean, it's not bad per se. It's just it's not that good.
It's like Attack on Titan has gotten that way now too.
Yeah.
I can't even watch after the first season anymore. Like my
I made it through
second
season
oldest
3.
Loves Attack on Titan, and he's always wanting to watch it on the big TV in here, and I'm like, no, you've got Netflix on your tablet. Please just go watch it on there. I can't bring myself to watch it with you anymore. Yeah. And it's nothing against my son, and I feel bad because I feel like sometimes he thinks it's that, and it's not. I just don't have interest in that show anymore.
Yeah, I made it through season 3, and that was my
I haven't
stopping
even made
point.
it that far. I haven't, and I think it's because I think honestly, and it might just be because I played the video game that they released a while back. I enjoyed the mechanics of the game. But they added so much to it just to kind of flesh it out more that I kind of lost interest in the anime at the same time. And that was just, it kind of killed it for me.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That can happen.
And then there was another one that I can't think of now. It's another one that my second youngest Sword Art Online.
See, my issue with Sword Art Online is that I don't have the time to finish it.
I started watching the new season with my wife, and she's a huge fan.
Yeah.
My youngest daughter is named after this show. But I can't bring myself to get into this new season. We watched maybe 3 episodes in just to see if we can get attached to it. And it was so hard to swallow. I have no idea where this show is going anymore.
That's what she said.
I can't get back into it at all. I'm done with most anime nowadays, and it's sad. Is it because I'm getting older?
Probably. Or you've been reading too much on like forums and hearing stuff.
I don't
too
even
much.
look at forums at all. I don't even have 4chan, my guy.
Well, I mean, 4chan's not something you always have to pay attention to. It's more of a, have I looked at that in the past 8 months? No? Maybe it's worth a good 2 minutes.
I don't know.
There's too much trolling on 4chan.
That's fair. And there's probably going to be too much trolling on our show, too. We'll find out
we'll
next
see.
time, though. Because we are out of time. I need to get shit ready for dinner. I'm making chili. Homemade chili. Do you want to close this up?
I have to text the wife
Why?
because I have a little one at school.
Oh.
Are you going to say anything?
What am I saying? I thought you were going to close this off.
I'm texting my wife.
Oh. You can. You're talking while you're texting anyway. Fine. I guess I'll do everything. I don't know what it feels like to be married.
Okay, text sent.
To him,
What?
I was gonna say, wait a
this is what your wife has to go through? It's okay, my wife has to go through it too.
Yeah, you're lazy as fuck. Don't let him
Dude, I'm almost never on my phone.
He is all the time.
Not as much as her.
He's a liar.
Anyway, that's it for today. We're gonna hopefully actually get all the shit in the description this time.
I think, well, let's see. We got to add lose habitude, and I don't think we have the Discord in there. So I think
Discord is in the About page on both Twitch and YouTube.
yeah, but it's not in the links on the description.
Yeah. Go to the About page. You'll get all the links there. I think it'd be easier than having to scroll through the description. Makes it easier on us, too. I'm sorry. It's just 3 clicks away whenever you go to the pages. Hell, even if you go to Twitch, it's right on the homepage.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
You go to Twitch, it's right on the homepage, right under the channel name.
I don't know. I didn't check the stuff that you set up.
I
only checked the stuff
realized, though,
did.
that I misspelled Facebook. Instead of putting O's, I put P's for some reason.
Facebook.
I like it at this
Make sure to
point.
go to
It's-
Facebook.
It's staying. It's going to stick forever.
So now every time we talk about Facebook, we have to say Facebook. Great.
Anyway.
We've got a new gimmick, and it's a stutter.
Guys, again, one last time, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow, all those things. If we share anything, don't be afraid to take the time, the 2 seconds it takes to hit the like button, because that helps so much. Whether you liked it or not, hit the like button, get it out there. Join us on Discord. Let us know what we can change. I am always on there. I've got my notifications on. If you message us in Discord, we will get to you as soon as possible because, like I said, notifications are there. They're open. Join it. All you got to do is click the link, and you're automatically in. Follow us on Twitter. We're not on there as much, but we're there. Facebook group, in the links on both pages. Just do it. 2 seconds. 2 seconds out of your day. I take 3 hours out of my day to help do what I love. All I ask is for a little support. So does Kaz.
By the way,
he's getting ready to have his own channel too.
well, before that, I just put something up on the screen. That lovely logo for the awesome band that opens this show. That's Atria. They have a show coming up. When is that show, Josh?
February 28th.
It's February?
Yep.
Looking for the date. Looking for the date.
It's the 26th. Of February.
26th. Okay.
And yeah, Temple Live in Wichita, which I have yet to be to Temple. I haven't been there yet. I've been to the New Wave. That is not a bad little venue, by the way.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm a hermit,
Fair enough.
so I don't know where this
You wanna
place
know
is.
what
But
the
I
Wave
gotta
looks like?
figure out where this place is because it's fucking Atria.
Yeah. I'll share it with you later.
Okay.
Everybody else, though, we will throw the link as well on our Facebook page to where you can get tickets. Go watch them. If you like the intro, I love the intro. Again, I listen to their music on repeat on the way to work. I don't even listen to podcasts anymore. I'm like that. I'm not trying to hype them up. I do. I'm enjoying the music that much that I am listening to their music on repeat. So go give them a follow. Hit their like button. They're on Spotify. All their stuff is in the link tree in the description. Yes.
Yes.
They got a link tree in the description.
It'll lead you to any social media that you want to follow them on, including Spotify.
They even dropped new merch. So go buy their merch. Stickers, t-shirts, and hoodies. I think that's all they got. If I'm
pretty
incorrect,
sure.
you can go look for yourself. Because
It's right there.
I can't do it for you.
Well, we could, just not on stream.
Yeah,
I don't have that
exactly.
set up.
All right. Well, thank you again. And we will see you all next week.
Bye, guys.